Alright, ladies and gentlemen, as ever, my name is Shane, that's Shane's Games, and tonight we're going to be playing some Shadowrun Hong Kong, specifically the Shadowrun Hong Kong Extended Edition DLC, confusingly called Shadows of Hong Kong. This will be our first time playing this, but not the first time playing Shadowrun overall, so there is some catching up. And if you want to see how we got to where we are tonight, or check out some of the games I've played in the past, be them obscure, unusual, or nostalgic, feel free to check out my YouTube channel. But for tonight, let us go ahead and get into the game. So this is a little weird. We're going to hit new game. And Casita, welcome in, and thank you for a 60-month resub. Counting in my head there, but that is 5 years. Holy crap. Casita, thank you so much for all the support. I appreciate the heck out of that. And how are you doing? How are you doing? Hope you're having a good week so far. Shane, do you want the DLC listed in the title? Yeah, you can toss it in there. I hadn't thought about that, but that's a good idea. Thank you. Kiss almost had me worried there. Thought he might have changed up the memes while I was gone for 2 weeks. Oh no, I'm very set in my ways. Alright, so. Excuse me. So we're going to hit a new game. We're going to go to Shadows of Hong Kong right here. Bonus! Exclamation point. And we are going to play this one. You see it says bonus campaign right there. Hit launch campaign. We're going to stay on normal. That's what we were doing before. I'm very comforted by the consistency of streamers' formats. I am too. I don't like change. If I watch a streamer, it's usually because I like everything they're doing. And if they change things, I'm like, can we not? Alright, Doc Belvin, well thanks for hanging around. You take care of yourself and we'll see you around. Set to normal. Alright, so we do need to import our save. Since this takes place after the main campaign, they have us import our endgame save from that. Character Max, Karma spent 208. Choice info, I like that they run down this. You accompanied Isabel to DECCON 2056. You helped Gobbet defeat the Rat King, saving Cadmus and the others who retook the ship. You recovered Ractor's drone self-repair technology, and he implemented it into Koshé. You've spoken with Ractor at length and earned his trust. You invited Ractor to join your team of Shadowrunners. You prevented Gaichu's death at the hands of the Wampoan Elders and invited him to join your team. You chose to aid Gaichu in his fight against his old team, but did not let him turn Ishida into a ghoul. And you successfully tricked Qian Ya into admitting defeat, banishing her, and saving Raymond. So we did pretty good. We did pretty good there. Alright, so we'll select that. Let's get started. Rude Awakening. Something is wrong. Last thing you remember, it was night of the Kowloon City riots. You and your team were running an errand for Kindly Cheng, recovering an object before the inevitable police response turned the city upside down. Everything was going well, you had the item in hand, and then nothing. The world went black. A sudden explosion of pain behind your eyes jolts you back into the present. A nightmarish succession of dream images flickers through your consciousness like a strobe light. A man with a pockmarked face. Slim fingers playing over the surface of your brain, leaving a slug's trail of agony in their wake. A second figure whose face you couldn't see, digging with relish through the scraps of memory that your tormentor left behind. It was a rough night, and now as your eyes snap open and adjust to the light, you find yourself in a reality that is little more comforting. Well, that's not a good start. A single bulb hangs from the corrugated steel roof. The dim light that it casts is barely enough to illuminate the table in front of you. Your head throbs in time with your heartbeat, and each pulse gives rise to a low, grinding, stomach-churning discomfort. Heavy weights on your wrist tell you that you've been handcuffed. Oh, jeez. I remember nothing, but I know I enjoy the characters. That's more or less where I am. I remember a few bits, but I'm looking forward to just seeing some new stuff. Hey, stud, welcome in. Haven't been here since you played the point and click of the rabbit and the dog. Oh, awesome. And no worries, anytime you got time to stop in and feel like stopping in, that's just fine. We're glad to have you. Welcome back. Sam and Max is what I'm thinking of. That's the only one that fits the bill for me. And also, while I'm thinking about it, hang on a sec, we should probably move chat, shouldn't we? Get it out of the way there. Yeah, let's drop it over there. Hey, Relentlessly, welcome in. How are you doing today? How's your weekend going? Hope everything's good with you. Alright, let's try and clear my head here. You squeeze your eyes shut and count to 10. The pain in your head slowly dissipates and your vision gradually swims back into focus. There's a rag on your lap, an old dishcloth matted with congealed blood. The dull ache that radiates from the bridge of your nose and up into your sinuses tells you where it came from. Alright, let's look around and see if we can figure out where we're at. The room is dark, far too dark for you to make out its dimensions. All that you can see with any clarity are your own lap and the table in front of you. Alright, let's try and relax. You take a deep breath. Slowly release it. The tension flows from your body along with it. It isn't easy letting go, but the pain in your head eventually dulls to background noise. You remain that way for a long time, sitting by yourself in the darkness. Finally, you hear a noise in the distance. The pop hiss of a pneumatic door unlatching and sliding open. An enormous figure steps into the room and the door slides shut behind him. Oh, he is big. It sure is going. It has been a long week, but I'm glad to be here. We're glad to have you with us relentlessly. You can just barely make out the silhouette of the troll standing across the table from you. Your other senses work to fill in the blanks. He's got a heavy build. The floor creaks every time he shifts his weight. The rustle of fabric over hard, sharp keratin tells you he has prominent dermal deposits. He's also wearing way too much cologne. From the chest up, the darkness swallows him. You can't see his face. Hello? The troll doesn't bother answering. Instead, he begins to neatly arrange a handful of items on the desk in front of him. A notepad, a mug of soy calf, an old ballpoint pen, and an audio recorder. When he's finished, he looks up from the objects and focuses on you. Good morning, Mr. Brooks. The words roll out his throat like rocks on a tumbler. How are you feeling today? Did you sleep well? Oh, jeez. Alright, Relentlessly, I hope your call goes well. I'm glad to have you with us either way. Oh, jeez. Let's see. Aside from the fact that I spent the night bleeding into a dirty towel, I'm great. Oh, poor baby. And I thought you Shadowrunners were supposed to be tough. Hey, Shooting Star Neku, welcome in. Hope you're having a great week so far. And thank you for a 2-month resub. I appreciate the heck out of that. Very cool. Support helps a lot. Thank you for that. If it's any consolation, the nosebleed was expected. It's a common side effect of magical interrogation. You had your people poke around inside my head, didn't you? They did something to me while I was unconscious. Yeah, that's right. Our mage probed your mind while you slept. He lifts the mug out of the light and lowers his lips. You hear a long, loud slurp as he sucks the steaming fluid down. Don't know the man myself, but I'm given to understand he's good. Uses a light touch. Let's see, not he, them. 2 of your people went to work on my head last night. Yep, we literally started the DLC by waking up handcuffed to a chair with a heavy nosebleed, so yeah, it's going great. It's going great. He pauses a moment, considering, then shrugs. Afraid you're wrong about that. It couldn't have been anyone else. Let's see, your pal with the skin condition didn't mess up my nose. It was the other one, second mage. I couldn't see a face. He shrugs. Must have been a figment of your imagination. It happens sometimes. The brain invents details to try and make sense of what's happening to it. Give it a few days and the confusion should fade away. You'll see. Let's see, I know what happened in my own head. We don't even have 2 mages on site, Max. There's no way you got scanned twice. He shrugs his broad shoulders. But hey, believe what you want. Don't let it distract you, though. We've got work to do. Let's get to it, shall we? He shuffles his papers, flips open the notebook on the table with the tip of a pen. Run me through what happened last night. What's the point of the mind probe if you're going to interrogate me anyway? Magic is great for pulling facts from a person's memory. It isn't so great at contextualizing them. What we got from you was a jumble of disorganized information. Take a lot of guesswork on our part to piece those facts together into a coherent narrative. You cooperate with us, tell us a story as you remember it, and you can spare us some of that work. That'll be good for you in the long term. Lie to me, though. Well, just don't. I'll know it. Now, if you please, tell me what happened last night. Just start at the beginning, take me through it up until the moment we picked you up. Let's see, not until I know what happened to the rest of my team. We've got them. They're fine. You can see them after you've told us what we want to know. I'm not saying a thing. This guy's suspicious. After a long pause, the troll sighs. He lifts his notepad and begins to rifle through the pages. Alright, if you don't want to start, I'll go ahead and do it for you. We've made some headway in piecing together our mage's intel on the earlier part of the evening. You were headed to Combat Pangs, the biker bar, at the behest of your fixer, Kindly Cheng. Cheng is a respected figure in the Yellow Lotus Triad. Cheng sent you to Pangs because he had something that she wanted. He lowers the notepad and focuses on you. You see, talking to us isn't squealing. We already have all the intel we need, but it'll be much more efficient if you'd fill in the blanks. All that you're doing by clamming up is wasting time. I don't know, you're doing just great on your own. He lets out a heavy sigh. I did tell you that we picked up your friends too, right? They're safe and sound in our hands. For now, at least. If you refuse to help us, I can't promise that they'll stay that way. Yeah, alright, I get it, alright. I'll tell you what you want to hear, but I'm going to remember this. I'm sure that you will. We'll just have to deal with that when we get there, won't we? Go on, pick up where I left off. You were headed to Combat Pangs. Cheng had sent you there to conduct some sort of shakedown. Let's see, the owner of the bar had something that didn't belong to him. Auntie Cheng sent us to get it back. Right, the artifact. He glances at the notebook on the table. Says here it was a Jade Kong from the Lian Zhu period, dated back to 3000 BC or thereabouts. Sounds about right. And again, we wouldn't have even been there if Pang hadn't stolen it. He nods. Not the smartest of moves on Pang's part. There aren't a lot of fences who can move a thing like that. We've got it locked up for safekeeping, by the way. It's in good hands with us. Now, you said we earlier. That was you and... Ractor. His drone is a hell of a deterrent. The Russian with the drone, right. He jots down a note on his pad. Okay, who else? Isabel, she was there. The dwarf, right. Quiet little thing. Another scribbled note. Alright, got it. And who was the last member of your team? Duncan. The ex-cop. Nothing I hate more than a good guy gone bad. The pen dances over the pad a final time, then stops. Your interrogator glances up at you. Alright, so Cheng sent the group of you to Combat Pangs to recover a very old rock. And she sent you on the eve of one of the bloodiest riots in Kowloon City's history. Funny timing, don't you think? Not at all. We used the riot for cover. With all the civil unrest in the streets, the cops are bound to be busy. And I think we're doing a flashback here. Hey, Sky, welcome in. How's everything going with you today, Sky? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, we're definitely off to a rough start in this DLC. Don't even get to start in the comfort of our own home. So excited for this DLC. Me too. I want to spend more time with our team. I miss those weirdos. The distant sounds of urban chaos rang in your ears as you led your team through a series of constrictive back alleys. It was hot out, sweltering, and the humidity left your body drenched. Bad night for a riot, but it made for good cover. You'd been making good time since you left Haoi, and Combat Pang was only a few blocks away. We're getting close. His voice was as gruff as always. Stay alert, people. I've heard stories about the Go gangs that Pang runs. The 888s, the Black Sun Boys, the Grinders, packs of animals in leather jackets, all of them. And they like to let their knives do the talking. Yeah, we get it. They're bad people. That's why Auntie Chang sent us out here in the first place. Isabel flips an errant strand of her hair back over her shoulder. We're bad people too, remember? Rackner nodded. We banished the Yama King. I think we can handle a few intoxicated bikers. I'm not worried about Eddie Pang or the punks that hang out at the bar. We got a job to do, and we're gonna do it. Yes, of course. He drops the burning stub of his cigarette to the asphalt and ground it under his boot. Speaking of which, we should keep moving, my friends. The riots make for excellent cover, but they won't last forever. Best that we be finished before they burn themselves out, or the police arrive to put them down. The alleyway stretched out ahead of you, its claustrophobic confines seeming to converge together in the distance. Your team began to move. Alright. Doing alright, I missed these weirdos too. Excellent, excellent. Hey, Fuzzy Dimples, welcome in. How are you doing today? Hope everything is good with you. Alright. Two figures in dirty riding leather stood facing the shop window. The patches sewn to the backs of their jackets called them out as members of the Black Sun Boys. Small-time outfit, one of a dozen in the neighborhood that all operated under the supervision of Eddie Combat Pang. Excuse me. Working the graveyard shift per usual. Hope it's going smooth for you tonight. The window was unbroken, but not from their lack of trying. You could see half a dozen indentations in the transplast, and as many spent shell casings on the ground. The troll was working on an access panel, trying to brute force his way through the shop's security system. His human companion rocked on his heels, practically salivating over what was locked inside. Must be the last unbroken window in this block. Quite a prize for a looter with an ambition. Duncan smirked at the two, shook his head. If the owner of that shop invested in transplast windows, the building is probably alarmed. Might even have automated defenses. A pop-tart or two, say. If those two trip a building alarm, that could bring a security team right to this spot, riots or no. Bingo. He examined them, frowning. Hey, Port James, thank you for the 15 bits. I appreciate that. You're a new type of Twitch currency called OG's bits. Or you can get a free copy of Shadowrun Hong Kong 2 and Harvester 2. Brilliant. What a deal. How are you doing today, Port James? Hope you're doing well. Oh, thank you, Fuzzy Dimples. I appreciate that. These idiots look like they might have been out here for a while. They might be able to tell us about the police presence up ahead, if you can get them to talk to us. Otherwise, I'd suggest leaving them be. Your call one way or the other. Alright, let's see if we can get him to chill out here. Perchance to stream, welcome in, and thank you for investing in a Harvester sequel. So since we are doing the Shadowrun DLC, you gotta think that Harvester 2 would also have DLC. I think we'll put out a new DLC every single week. And what it'll be is there's a puzzle you need to progress through the game. And the DLC will be all of the pieces you need to solve the puzzle sold piecemeal. Now you might say that's a bit exploitative, especially since we won't be telling anyone about this DLC, but I say it's just extending the experience. Why let people blaze through the entire game in one night when we can force them to not only take a slow and leisurely pace, but also pay us more for the game that they bought in the first place? Brilliant economics is what that is, friends. I'll take 8. Beautiful, beautiful. The human ganger turns on his heels, spinning to face you. An exaggerated, frantic motion. He's probably riding a cram high. He snarled at you through a mouthful of crooked teeth. Hey, strangers, this is our alley. Black Sun Boys turf, not a place for tourists. You scoot your narrow asses back off this block and out of sight, or I'll make you sorry you were ever born. Oh god, so we don't have Strength 7 or Etiquette Gang, so we probably don't have a way to talk to them here. Oh, jeez. I'm gonna try here, I think. Ooh, nice board, James. Easy, we're not looking for trouble. Got a question for you, though. What do I look like, a goddamn news fax? Can't you see we're busy? He turns his head and spits. An enormous gob of phlegm splatters against the asphalt. Oh, it's ash in the air. It's fucking up my sinuses. Got me in a bad mood. Now back away before I break your nose. Yeah, you're busy, but I'll bet you know if there's any cops up ahead, am I right? His eyes narrowed. Yeah, I might. What'd finding out be worth to you? Etiquette Shadowrunner. Take a moment and think about who you're talking to. He raised his hands in surrender. Alright. Can't blame me for trying to make a few bucks, can you? I'll answer your question, but then you go, alright? It works for me. Okay, there's cops in the area, yeah. They're real trigger happy, too. Lots of shooting and not many questions. Find a whole pack of them just around the corner, led by one of those special duties assholes. My advice, you get out of this alley and indoors and you do it fast. I'll take it under advisement. And, best of luck with the door. The looter stares at you as you turned away, his mouth curled into a frown. Eventually, he turned back to watch his companion struggle with the door panel. Oh, it wasn't quite how I was hoping that to go down, but we did get some information. That's something. Oh, jeez, what's going on up here? The bodies have been reduced to a bloody ruin. Oh, jeez. Hey, Red Mage Roxy! Welcome in, Roxy. Welcome in, Roxy Raiders. How are you all doing today? How was your stream? What were you playing? And how did it go? Tell me everything. Also, Jadeite, welcome in. Good to see you as always. Hope you're doing well. For anybody that doesn't know me, my name is Shane. That's Shane is Games. I play the obscure, the unusual, and the nostalgic. And today we are playing through the DLC for Shadowrun Hong Kong because I loved this series and I'm looking to see the very last bit of it. And I'm excited so far. Crazy Kid, welcome in as well. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing good. We are just getting started with the DLC, and currently we're having a little bit of a flashback here because we've been captured by unknown forces and we're trying to figure out what happened in the lead up to our capture. Oh, playing Fallout 76! Nice, nice. Are you just getting into it, or have you been playing that one for a while? Because yeah, I've heard it had a lot of problems at launch, but apparently they really put a lot of work into fixing it up, and I know some people that really are enjoying it these days. Just getting into it. Nice, nice. You got plenty to explore then. I hope you continue to enjoy it. Hope you have a good time with that. Let's see. Looks good now. Excellent, excellent. Sky, my coworker, and I keep sending yawn back and forth. Have somebody crack a window and throw it out there. Let somebody out on the sidewalk yawn for a bit. Let's see. Yeah, they truly fixed it up, made it a lot of fun, and the map is huge. I appreciate an MMO with a big old map. Exploration is one of my favorite things to do in a video game, so that's always really cool. So in the game, we're just exploring this map, and we just came upon a terrifying sight. The bodies have been reduced to a bloody ruin. Their mouths were frozen open in expressions of silent terror. Your team gathered to examine the remains. These people are shot in the back. I don't see any weapons on them either. Somebody gunned them down while they were trying to run away. Bad night to go wandering. Speaking of which... Alright, let's go to Pangs. We don't want to stay out here any longer than we have to. Alright, so that guy recommended we get off the street. Doesn't look like there's anywhere we can go over here. Whoa! And there's those cops you warned me about. Oh god, that's a lot of them. The HKPF patrol stared you down, their weapons held at the ready. In the center of the pack, a man in heavy tactical armor loomed over the others. The plates of his armor were emblazoned with the regalia of Hong Kong's elite special duties unit. One of the cops cupped his hands to his mouth and barked out a command. You! Hey you! Stop moving and put your hands in the air! Tough words, but he sounds nervous. Let's see, there's a couple of gangers trying to break into a store just around the corner. If you hurry, you can still catch them. The cop blinked confusedly, then half turned to the SDU officer at his side. Sir, should we investigate the... The SDU officer cut in. His speech was slow and languid. He sounded vaguely bored. Later, Constable. We'll catch the looters when they're done here. Look at this man's clothes, his gear. These people are armed criminals and they're breaking curfew. You have your orders. Let's see. Whoa there, let's just talk about this, alright? The big man growled into his throat mic, his amplified voice reverberating through the claustrophobic confines of the alleyway. Open fire! Oh shit. Let it be said, I did try to talk it out there. Crazy Kid, thank you so much for the follow, I appreciate that. Close the fire, please. Don't leave it open like that. All right. Well, first order of business, as usual, is holy shit. Let's find some cover. Because right now we don't have any, and I don't like that at all. Oh God, there's not a lot of cover here actually. So, real quick refresher for anyone that hasn't played this: when you see my cursor go here. The number is how many AP it costs to get there, and the shield shows how much cover I'll get. So the empty shield means I have some cover, which means I have something to hide behind, but it's really bad. The half shield that you see right here means partial cover. That means I do have some hard cover I can hide behind. And over here you see full cover, which means I can be completely hidden, but oftentimes that means I can't see the enemy either. So it's a little bit of a balancing act there. Alright, so I'm gonna have Max run up here. And then can we chain lightning some of these dudes? I think we can. Hit them, a couple of them with AP damage. That's good. That's good. I like that. And then we've still got an action here. So let's do wild aim on... Where's Duncan? Here? Yeah. And that'll hit Isabel as well. Give them a little bit better aim. Duncan, you're going to come over here and you're going to bait grenades, because he has the ability to throw grenades back at people if they throw them at him, which is hilarious. And usually if you group up, enemies are going to want to throw grenades at you, so we'll see if we can convince any of them to do something stupid. Let's see. Let's do a beanbag shot at this guy. Nice! That guy is stunned. Beautiful. And we'll do an aim shot at this mage here. Very nice. Alright, Ractor. Let's see, you are going to go ahead and use overclock on your drone. And then you need to get to cover. Put him right back here. And then go ahead and turn on Crochet. Beautiful. And then Crochet, I'm going to put you... I'm going to put you over here, buddy. And then... oh, he's got all kinds of fun toys. What do we want to start with here? Start with his laser mount. Alright, the mage is stunned, so we can leave him alone for a little bit. Let's do an aim shot at this guard here. Wish I had a weird little robo-dog. I think that's what everyone's dreaming of in the future these days. Is you go back to the 1950s and they're like, I want a robot maid. No. I just want a robot dog that's weird as hell and has a shotgun. Can I just have that? That'd be cool. You hear a noise at the front door in the middle of the night, and you're like, I'm not even going to worry about it. I've got a robo-dog with a shotgun. I'm sure it's going to be fine. I'm not even concerned. Alright, that guy's down, so we got one guy down and two guys stunned. That is not half bad. And Isabel... I don't know, why don't you head over here? And take an aimed shot at this guy. And hit him again if you can. Ow! Hit Koshe real hard. And we successfully baited the grenade. Beautiful. Just call it Muffet. Beautiful. I understood that reference. Alright, let's see, Ractor. Go ahead and use remote repair on Koshe. There we go. And then use manual focusing. There we go. Koshe still has 5 AP. So he is ready to mess some dudes up. Let's try some shotgun action. Beautiful. Ow! Yeah, he's definitely feeling that. I missed 2 shots though, that's unfortunate. Yeah, old school BSG. Old BSG. Speaking of hearing stuff in the middle of the night, my hypnagogic hallucinations have returned. It's very anxiety-inducing. I actually have those too relentlessly, although mine usually... what I usually hear is a door slamming. And so, like, usually I'm just about to fall asleep, but I hear a door slam, and then I'll sit up and I'll be like, wait, none of the doors in this house sound like that when they slam. Which helps, but, you know, I'm awake still, so that's not great. It's a weird experience, though. It definitely is. I wish it would stop. Here's just the doorbell from 3 places. Like, oh, God. That is really brutal. Let's see. All right, Duncan's accuracy is still up. So let's start with Isabel here, see what she can get done. Have her burst fire this guy. Nice, and he dropped something. We'll have to check that out in a second. Tag that guy. Ooh! Got him bleeding. Beautiful, beautiful. A child singing right next to your bed. Alright, that'd freak me the hell out. I'm real sorry. That is brutal. Let's see. Duncan. I wish I could get that sniper back there a little bit better, but I don't think there's any way I'm going to. Alright, that guy's down. We only got 1 guy left now. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get him from back here. I don't think I will. I can strip armor on him, though. That'll help. So now he's got no armor. He's got no defense, so we should be able to cut right through him when it gets down to it, so that'll be lovely. I'm just going to throw a couple mana bolts at him. We actually hit. I didn't expect that. Alright. Got some damage in there. That's good. Alright, he's not moving, so we're going to have to go to him, unfortunately. So let's see. Duncan. Go ahead and move up. Good deal. And then... Nice. Max. Go ahead and move up as well. And then see if you can hit him with a fireball. Nice. Without warning, the cracked and bloody comlink that you picked up off the body of the SDU officer crackled to life. A second later, a cold voice poured through the device's speaker. Constables, this is Crate. It's her, a cop on all the newscasts when the EPB on us went live. She set up the ambush that killed Carter and fucked up our lives. I want all units to move into position and sound off. You will then hold action until I say otherwise. We will put this riot down and restore the city to order. This riot is a response to police brutality in Kowloon City, Max. Something tells me that Crate's plan to restore order isn't going to be gentle. We don't want to be out here when that call comes in. Let's keep moving it, then. We'll try to keep the distractions to a minimum. Good call. Even if we could handle whatever Crate's planning, kindly isn't paying us to kill cops. I mean, it's your call, but Pang's bar is right around the corner. I'd suggest we just beeline it there. Yeah, I like that idea a lot. Let's not be here any longer than we have to be. Yeah, that second before you sit up and figure it out is a bad times. It really is. Shane is stripping, guys. I mean, you know, you gotta have fun. It's nighttime in the game, clearly. Alright. Distractions to a minimum. Let's just get this shit done. Oh, there's a lot of dudes there. This block was harder hit by the riots than others you've been through. The air has been churned into a noxious slurry of soot, ash, and tear gas. It was stomach churning, beyond foul. Through the haze, you could see a patrol squad of HKPF constables facing off against a man and a woman in shabby winter coats. The man was doubled over coughing, clutching a loaf of bread in one hand and a cheap pocket knife in the other. The woman was holding a small crowbar, frozen like a deer in the headlights. Both were clearly terrified. A half-dozen laser dots played over their bodies, projected from the sights of the constable's weapons. Hey, Rook's Honor! Thank you for a 29-month resub there. Distractions to the minimum, but subscriptions to the maximum. Let's get the shit done! Rooks, thank you so much for the resub. I appreciate it. And how are you doing today, Rooks? How's your weekend going? I was actually thinking Les Mis as soon as they mentioned that, too. Either that or Aladdin. Either way, this feels a little bit cliche. Drop your weapons! Get on your knees! Do it now! The knife hits the ground, clattering to a rest on the asphalt. Please! Our house burned down in the riots! We just needed water and food! We aren't looters, we just need to eat! Ractor leaned in to whisper in your ear. I don't believe that they can see us through the smoke, but if we get too close, we'll be in the same boat as those poor fools. Best to leave them to their fate and slip around to the police. Give them a wide berth and get on with the evening. The SDU sergeant's voice boomed over the integrated speakers in the tactical armor. On your knees! This is your last warning! Yeah, where's Javert? He's probably in there somewhere. Oh, God. Oh, God. I think we should leave. I think we should leave. And I know that's not the Boy Scout move necessarily, but here's the thing. There is what is functionally a literal army out today that wants to shoot us on sight. So can we fight these guys? Oh yeah, probably. Can we fight the other 100 guys that are probably on their way here? No, we cannot. No, we cannot. So, I think we should get the hell out of here. I think we should get the hell out of here because my number one priority tonight is to be alive at the end of it. And this seems like a big distraction from that. Please, you're not listening. We had no choice. His voice trembled and he held the loaf of bread out for the constables to see. The flimsy plastic that wraps it shimmers in the lamplight. I dropped the knife. We don't have any guns. This is just a loaf of bread. Let's see. The SCU mage's amplified voice rolled lazily out of his speakers. Get a weapon, men. Kill them both. You're really pushing me here. They're really pushing me here. I still think it's the best idea to just get out of here. I still think I should just leave, but... yeah, no, they're tugging on the heartstrings here. Alright, fine, I've heard enough. Let's attack these assholes. The constables wheeled around at the sound of your voice, but you were faster than they were. You caught them flat-footed. Alright, we get first initiative, that's awesome. Can I help the constables? Alright, I mean, let's not get too crazy here. Let's not get too crazy. I can't select Max for some reason. That's really super weird. I'll do him last, I guess. Start by having Duncan move up over here. And there's a lot of dudes here. We got a mage, we got a grenadier. There's the captain, there's another grenadier. We want to take out, oh, there's a conjurer too. All right, we want to see if we can take out that mage first and foremost. So let's do burst fire on him. Nice, nice. So you're saying you fought the entire HKPF and got shot to death by an army of cops? Yep, that's about the size of it. I'm very annoyed that that lines up with what we already know. Dunking! Oh god! And he's actually got a pretty recognizable name. That is awfully weird that it's struggling with that one. Alright, Isabel. God, there is not a lot of good cover here. That is ridiculous. Let's see, Isabel, I guess you're going over here. And then you burst fire on the mage. Oh, he's bleeding, that's good. Alright, Ractor. You are going to turn on Koshe. And then you are going to get back here. And Koshe, let's see, you're going to head over here. And, oh damn it, I needed 2 AP to throw a grenade. I'm like, that is too perfect for a grenade right there, but no dice, unfortunately. I was hoping I could hit more than one guy with that. Yeah, Max doesn't get a turn for some reason. That's super weird. Alright, we're still good, we're still good. So Max, you're gonna run up over here. You're gonna do wild aim on Duncan. And then you are gonna do lightning, because this is too easy. Only one guy! Rude. Alright, Duncan, you've got some grenades. The power of corporate branding! Fair enough. Alright, the way they're grouped up, I absolutely have to. Let's... Yeah, I think we can hit all of them. No! He had the thing too. Cool, cool. No more grenades today. We're done with those. Damn it. It's overclock Koshe. Making my life hard here. Let's see, let's laser the grenadier. Go. There we go, beautiful. And got some adjacent damage there. Very lovely. I know! The only one who was baited was me! How could this be? Isabel's got actually a pretty decent chance to hit here, so make that guy bleed real bad. And then Duncan, you're up next. That guy is almost dead. And there's absolutely no way he's going to hit anything from here, so I'll manual aim on him. Ow. And he's doing some summoning back there. That's not good. Alright. Start by finishing this guy off. Almost a mercy kill at that point. And then let's switch over to Isabel, who surprisingly doesn't have like a free shot at this guy. I don't know why. Actually, let's switch over to Max, because that guy has hella armor. So let's remove his armor. At least most of it. He's actually got so much we can't strip all of it. But that should definitely help. There we go. I got some damage there. I think these guys have too generous staffing if they can have spellcasters assigned to catching bread thieves. I mean, they're just sort of on riot patrol right now, so they're just sort of dealing with whatever they're seeing, but yeah, they are seeing bread thieves right now, which is very strange. Alright, Duncan. Yeah, you go ahead and hit this guy. Wow, alright, he's toast. I like that. And then see if we can beanbag this dude. Ah! And then unsummoned his creature as well. Beautiful. Could not ask for that to go better. And crit him with the fireball too. Lovely. Alright, we pretty much got this wrapped up here. Let's have Koshe finish this off. Let's switch to shotgun. There we go. Alright. Wasn't really looking for any violence there, but, you know, that feels justified, I think. The bread thieves unit? Oh god, this is the dystopian future. The civilians blink up at you, their faces ashen. The man still hugs the stolen loaf of bread. In his terror, he's crushed it into an hourglass shape. We're alive. Oh, thank God, we're still alive. We've seen the police do brutal things here before, but nothing like this. They were gonna kill us. Kill us! Over 3 Nuyens worth of bread. Listen to me, the cops are locking this entire area down. You need to get out of here and off the street. You don't have to tell us twice. Come on, love. Let's find a place to hide until this blows over. Alright. Now let's continue to go doing what we came here to do. Yeah, I didn't wake up and choose violence. I was actually awake for a while, and then violence chose me, turns out. The police comlink crackled to life again. Great. Yeah, you're welcome! All teams, ready your weapons and prepare for my mark. Do not, I repeat, do not move before you were instructed to. Anyone who fails to obey this command will answer to me. Await my instructions. Crate out. Oh, God. We just need to get to the bar. A lanky man in a skin-tight vest leered at you as you entered the bar. You look like a low-level go-ganger, dressed in Black Sun Boys colors. He steps out in front of you to block your progress. Bar is closed on orders of the boss. He pointed at the door you walked in through. Step on out of here, now. You have no idea who you're talking to, do you? He shook his head, defiance in his eyes. No, I don't, and I don't care. In here, you're nothing unless Combat Pang says otherwise. His hand lowers to his knife at his belt. Now, I'm going to give you a choice. Get moving, or start bleeding. That's a nice knife. Ragnar, how much damage do you think you could do to Koshé with that thing? The rigger's lips parted into a thin smile. None at all, my friend. Ragnar's murderous drone scuttles forward with alarming speed, its chassis all hard edges and gleaming metal. It reared back, splaying its killing legs wide. Ragnar's smile widened. None at all. The ganger's eyes went comically wide, and the bravado he'd been displaying a moment ago evaporated. He started backing away, his hands raised in surrender, his lips trembling. Hey, I don't wanna... He looked back over his shoulder towards the bar. Boss? Let's see. I didn't choose violence till after my morning coffee. I've got priorities. I like that. I like that. Oh, look at the little guy and his killing legs. Who's a little murder machine? Who's a literal murder machine? You are. You are. A low voice growled out from behind the bar. Fuck me sideways, Jimmy. If I gotta do everything around here myself, what do I even keep you around for? Eddie Combat Pang, the owner of Combat Pangs and the ringleader of half a dozen Kowloon City go-gangs, the Black Sun Boys included. He leered at you through a mouthful of gold-capped teeth. Pang was a living stereotype, the surly dwarf in the flesh. 10 tons of Napoleon complex and a 70-kilo body. Alright, you won't listen to my boy, maybe you'll listen to me. We are closed. And if you want to keep all your fucking teeth, you'll turn around and go the way you came. We aren't customers, little man. We're here on business. He wrapped his fingers across the bar, an innocuous gesture, but it set alarm bells ringing in your head. All around you, gangers started shifting into ready positions, their smiles growing ugly, hands creeping towards holsters. From somewhere in the back of the room, you heard an ominous sound. Heavy footsteps, and the scrape of something metal against the floorboards. Pang's glittering smile widened. Yeah? And, what kind of business are we talking about? Kindly Cheng sent us. You got something that belongs to her. Afraid you're mistaken on that front. Everything in this bar is mine, Buttercup. Mine. You're standing in my home right now. See all these people around you? They're my friends. And they don't take kindly to strangers who come in here trying to throw their weight around. I'm in no mood to spar with you, Pang. You hand the rock over or I'll cave in your damn skull. The bartender fumbled for something under the bar. A second later, there was a sword in his hands, and the entire room was reaching for their pieces. Pang roared out something unintelligible, and the bolt started flying. Well... And now shit gets messy. Oh, God. And they are absolutely everywhere. Holy shit, what is that? That is Sunny. What is that gun? That gun is enormous. Jesus. Alright. Oh, God. Alright, relentlessly, good luck with the Zoom call. LTG! Thank you for a 67-month resub there, LTG. I appreciate the heck out of that. How are you doing, LTG? How's your week going? A playmate for Koshé! I can get close. God, there's way too many guys here. Alright. We gotta figure out real quick how we're dealing with this. Alright, Max, you are going to move up right here. You are going to throw wild aim on Duncan. Should hit just about everybody else. That's good. And then I'm going to come back to you in a second. Let's switch over to Koshé. Koshé. Rakner. I'm going to switch over to Rakner. He's going to switch over to Koshé. And Rakner, you are going to get back here. And why don't you go ahead and overclock Koshé. I have a feeling we're really going to need that in a second. Duncan! I don't know if these guys are... let's just start with Isabel, because she's kind of in the way here. Let's see. Isabel, you are going to run over here. You are going to switch to your grenade launcher, which I do not get to use nearly enough. And I see a mage. Ow! I love it. Hit him again. Lovely. It's good, but at the same time, so boring. Just went 3. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I know how that goes. Sometimes easy is not the best thing in the world. It's true. All right, Duncan, you're going to move up right here. Let's see. Koshé, we need to get rid of this guy because he's kind of breaking our cover. You move right here. And then... oh god, yeah, we're gonna have trouble hitting with point blank. There we go. We got that guy in stun. That'll work. We can deal with him in a second. In the meantime, we need to see if we can take some of these dudes out. Particularly that mage. Alright. Oh, I didn't realize I had him on beanbag. Damn it! That wasn't what I meant to do. Alright, Max. Let's see, why don't you lightning this guy? That'll work. And then Duncan. Successfully baited the grenade. Oh, of course he's a melee guy. I'm not good against melee guys. God, that is the biggest gun! Alright, oh god, we got problems here. Max? Oh god. Alright, let's do strip armor on her. She is honestly a huge, huge problem. And she's got tons of HP. Let's throw a life siphon on her. Which misses, that's unfortunate. Let's throw a fireball too. Which also misses, that's real bad. That's all my big guns there. Alright, you are gonna reload. And then more grenade launcher action. We're gonna do it back here because I don't want to hurt my own team. What that'll do. Glass cannon! Fair enough, LTG. I respect this. Since your boss is directly behind you... oh, that is frustrating. That is real unfortunate. Alright, what happens if I shotgun this guy? I was hoping I could hit some adjacent dudes. No dice, though. That's good damage, though. Alright. And... missed it point blank. Brutal. Alright. Alright, got some good damage on this guy. Now, Raptor, can you hit anybody here? Let's have him switch to his actual gun. He's real bad at actually shooting dudes. But, you know, I'll do what I can. There we go. Alright, that guy's down. Unfortunately, our sleepy friend is woken up. Oh, God! Oh, she's moving! Oh, let's reload the grenade launcher. What is this, XCOM? It kind of is. Sorta. Nice! Alright, that's a good strat. Woo-hoo! Alright. We'll only get the 2 shots, but I will take it. This XCOM is what this XCOM is. Please do not light me on fire. Oh, the times I've had to say that in my life. Oh man, it's hot in here. That's 2 good things. As Eddie Pang's body crashed to the ground, Sunny let out a shriek. The whirring barrels of her minigun wound down to a stop, and she stumbled drunkenly towards the corpse. You killed the boss! He's dead! Her voice trembled with disbelief. The glowing barrels of the minigun that she carried wavered and dipped as her body shook with rage. You killed Combat Pang! That's right, Sunny. Pang is dead, and if you give me the rock, Kindly Cheng's reason to cut you all to pieces will have died with him. She stared at you for a long time, sizing you up. Eventually, she lowered her weapon with a sigh. It's behind the bar. Go ahead and take it. Tell your boss that we cooperated. Just go. Don't mind if I do, thank you. Oh, jeez. Alright. Well. This place sucks, let's leave. Pang's dead, baby. Pang's dead. Some guy in a hat, welcome in. How are you doing today? Well, we got Kindly's rock. All we gotta do now is get it back home. We better get moving. Something metallic hit the ground at your feet, cutting you short. A canister of some kind. You didn't hear where it came from. By the time you could process what was happening, it was too late. The metal tube erupted, spraying out a hissing stream of concentrated vapor. In the distance, you could see a group of figures wearing gas masks. Not riot control cops and not SDU, but official-looking, wearing red uniforms. They were already moving in, beelining in your direction. Hold your breath. You sealed your lips shut, but the vapor crawled up your nostrils anyway. It was sharp with a chemical tang that you could taste in the back of your throat. Made your eyes burn and filled your mouth with saliva. You stumbled forward, struggling to right yourself. It was a lost cause. The world went black. I mean, we know that we got kidnapped somehow, so, you know, no getting around that. The impound lot. Your words ring metallically off the confinement room's walls. You've been talking for so long, recounting all the tedious details of that run. Their voice hums in your ears after you finish speaking. The single flickering bulb above your head sways in an invisible breeze. Beyond the light's reach, your interrogator stands shrouded in shadow. You can't see his eyes, but you can feel them quietly observing you from the safety of his corner. His silence opens the floodgates to your thoughts, and the questions come pouring in. Were you brought here alone? With others? Most of all, what do your captors want from you? You finish your story. There's nothing left to tell. His turn to talk. Yeah, holding your breath never works. It just doesn't, unfortunately. Tarek Silver, you're just on time. How are you doing today? Hope you are having a good week so far. The troll lifts his audio recorder from the table and clicks it off. He stands in silence for a moment, looming over you, sizing you up. Then he purses his lips and nods. And that's where we picked you up. That's right. When I came to, I was already handcuffed and sitting in this chair. Very good. Thank you for recapping all of that for me, Mr. Brooks. Your testimony was extremely helpful. And now that you've helped us, it's only fair that you learn something in return. Oh, what's that? The troll pulls an object out of a police evidence bag marked with the HKPF logo, a PDA with a cracked case, stippled with day-old blood. We recovered this at the scene. Take a look and see what we saved you and your team from. I think I can guess what you're about to show me. Maybe you can. Only one way to find out. He sets the PDA down on the desk, activates it with the tip of his pen, and slides it towards you. Just watch. Don't touch. You don't want your fingerprints on this thing. The feed is shaky. Whoever owned this device must have been panicked, out of breath. You can see people, swarms of people, all dressed like the locals you saw in the streets, and all are carrying burdens of some kind or another. Laptop here, a knapsack there, backpacks bulging with shrink-wrapped food and bottled water. None of the locals appear to be armed. The camera wheels around and you can see a firing line of police. A man is pleading with them, begging to be let through. He says that he isn't a rioter, that none of the people here are. The constable, faceless behind his mask, says nothing. The camera focuses on a figure behind the police lines. Her features are instantly familiar. Chief Inspector Crate. She looks directly into the camera. Then she reaches her hand to her ear and speaks into her comlink. Her voice is loud and clear enough that you can hear it over the PDA's tiny speakers. All teams, you know your orders. Open fire. Put them down. An explosion of gunfire fills your ears. The camera spins crazily and you catch a panoramic view of bodies bursting like water balloons. Faces that you recognize from your trip to Combat Pang scream for help and are silenced. The second volley of gunfire catches the owner of the PDA. You hear him shriek, watch the camera spin dizzyingly. You hear a sickening crack and then the video feed flickers and dies. The PDA goes silent. Without a word, your interrogator lifts it from the table and returns it to its evidence bag. They killed everybody. They just hosed them all down. They suppressed the riot. At least, that's the story that all the news outlets are running with. Unofficially, it was a massacre. If we hadn't pulled you out of there, you'd have been gunned down with the rest. Alright, you got my attention. Want to tell me why I'm here exactly? Good question. Let's just say that people at the top here have had their eyes on you for a while now. You get all the answers you need soon enough. The troll stretches, slips his pen back into his breast pocket, then flips his notepad shut. Then he taps a series of keystrokes into his PDA, and the cuffs around your wrist go slack. The lights in the room come up, and for the first time you can see his face, and the badge on his hip. HKPF Standard Issue. A laminated card clipped to his breast pocket states his name, Inspector David Yang. Okay, I think we're done here. Let's see. Hang on, you can't just show me what you showed me and then cut me loose. Who said anything about cutting you loose? I'm done questioning you, that's all. You're a guest of the HKPF, and you're going to remain that way until we say different. Am I under arrest, Inspector? No, if you were under arrest, you'd be at a nice cozy police station, and I wouldn't be questioning you at a utility shed. Q and Lamb will clear everything up when you talk to them. Don't worry, they'll be sending for you soon enough. Q and Lamb? Who are they? You'll find out. Well, this is getting more confusing. The door looks solid. You can't see any visible doorknob or latching mechanism from where you're standing. Most likely it's barred from the other side. Let's take a closer look if we can. Yep, that's me. Guess you're wondering why I'm tied up in the chair. I mean, that's basically how this starts here. The door is made of heavy steel. It appears to be mounted to a set of tracks at the top and bottom of the door frame, designed to slide rather than swing open. When closed, it sits flush with the wall. Your best guess is the room you're sitting in is built in one piece and that the door was later cut from it. I don't think we're going to be able to force that thing. You calm yourself and settle back to wait for the door to open. An interminable amount of time later, you hear the sound of muffled voices, followed by a dull thunk. The scrape of metal dragged over metal fills your ears. Ah! Thank you for that, harebrained schemes. The door pops open, but only a crack. A sliver of daylight streams through from the other side. Ow! The sun stabs into your eyes as you step from the interrogation room into the noonday sun. Blinking against the glare, the world gradually swims into focus. A familiar face greets you. Gareth, you're out! Thank God! I had you locked away in there since we got here. More like a CH than a K. Thank you, Orangutan. I think we had that talk first time I played this, but I kind of forgot. I appreciate the reminder. And how are you doing today, Orangutan? Hope you're having a good week. Sorry, the noise made me forget English for a moment. Oh, God, where he drags the table across. Oh, God, I watched that in the theater, and I was crawling out of my seat that whole scene. True story. We only know where you were because we could hear you screaming last night. She steps towards you, an expression of concern on her face. You okay, Seattle? They didn't hurt you too bad, did they? They had a mage. Maybe more than one? Probed my mind while I was unconscious. Beyond that, they just asked questions. Magical interrogation. He lets out a low whistle. Bastards are pulling out the big guns. He shakes his head agitatedly. The thing is, they should have been interrogating us at the same time, comparing our accounts and memories of the evening. It doesn't make any sense for them to question you for hours while we're all sitting out here. None of this makes sense. Our captors wear the uniforms of police constables, but this isn't central booking. It sounds and smells like an impound lot. And gassing you like they did is anything but standard procedure. Wait, Gaichu, what are you even doing here? You weren't on the run with us. I was taken, just as you were. He looks away. It is a long story. You know what else doesn't make sense? The cops coming after us at all. I mean, the APB on us was lifted, right? That's what Auntie Cheng said after we got out of the walled city. It was lifted. The APB that Josephine Sang had put out on us came with a killer capture order attached to us, but they weren't paying much attention at the capture part. If the APB hadn't been lifted, we wouldn't be having this conversation. We'd all be dead, just like Nightjar and Carter. Duncan's back stiffens, but he holds his tongue. We should be dead now, or in a secure facility somewhere. Instead, we're sitting in an impound lot. And not just us either. She gestures into the distance. At the edge of the impound yard, tethered to the docks, the rusting hulk of the Kraken rises above its surroundings. Heavy chains snake up from its secure moorings on the dock to heavy maglocks that clank down on the vessel's hull. She isn't going anywhere. This is super weird. Ooh, got a new PB in Ninja Gaiden. Congratulations, Orangutan. That is a very frustrating game, and any PB you can claw out of it is very good news. They didn't just arrest us, they arrested our damn boat. And those of us on board were taken along for the ride. He lets out an irritated grunt. No warning was given. They simply hooked us to a tug, cut away our moorings, and hauled us away from the harbor. Alright, I'm back after only 20 minutes instead of 30. What did I miss? So we did the flashback. We went to the bar, we got the thing back, and then we left, and as we were leaving, we got gassed. We found out that our captors are dressed like the police, but we're not at the police station. And also that they hijacked our boat, too, so very strange. Oh my god, it's hot in here. Can you shed any more light on this at all, Seattle? I mean, did whoever you talked to in there let anything else slip or anything? You mentioned a couple of names. Any of you ever heard someone named Lamb or Chew? I know lots of people named Lamb. Chew, too. They aren't uncommon names. Considering where we are, I guess they're high-ranking cops. Beyond that, though, your guess is as good as mine. Gaichu suddenly leans towards the cell door, his head cocked, an eyebrow raises. He lifts a gnarled gesturing for the team to halt. Hey, Morton Martin, welcome in. How are you doing today? And Falls, good to see you. Hope everything's going good with you. You hear that? Footsteps. Someone is coming. He lowers himself into a ready stance. Prepare yourselves. We are about to have company. A uniformed constable wearing a sergeant's insignia passes through a set of double gates and into your holding pen. She walks with an air of quiet authority, her face an expressionless mask. A pair of wary eyes fix themselves on you. Max, her voice is crisp and cold. Step forward, please. Let's see. I'm not doing a thing until I know why you're holding us here. You come along quietly and do as you're all told. All your questions will be answered. Now step forward, please. Senior Inspectors Lamb and Chew want a word with you. Let's see. That isn't good enough. I want you to talk to me right here in the yard where we all can hear you. I don't care what you want. I've been ordered to release you into the yard and direct you to the Senior Inspector's trailer. That's what I'm doing. Now, want to know why you and your team are here? Or would we rather stay here in this cage? Go, my friend. Get us some answers. Once we have information, we can plan our next move. Alright, I'll go to your meeting. What do you need me to do? In a moment, I'm going to let you out of this cage. When I do that, I want you to make your way to the command trailer near the edge of the docks. Don't try anything stupid, you're being watched. Yeah, I served time in a corporate prison. I know what not to do. I hope so, for your sake. She punches a final button on her PDA and the massive gates to the pen that hold you begin to rumble open. Go on, start walking. You don't want to leave the senior inspectors waiting. Let's see. I have to get some blood work done next week, and I'm already dreading it because my veins are vehemently against getting jabbed. Oh, geez. Hopefully they find it quickly, relentlessly. I know that can be very frustrating. Oh my gosh. I'm probably going to have to get a refill on this before the end of the stream. Oh, it's so hot in here. Only slightly salty about it. I usually don't have any problems, but my mom has humongous problems. I remember one time she had to get her blood drawn and the nurse jabbed her 6 times, unable to find a vein. And my poor mom's like, can you please find somebody else? Please. Alright, let's head over to the command trailer. I don't think there's any point in trying to run around when there's so many guards around. 3 strikes and come back tomorrow? That seems fair. That seems fair. I have pretty veins, or so I've been told. It's a weird compliment, but a nice compliment. I'll take it. Let's see. The cramped confines of the command trailer are packed to the gills with security-rated technology. Terminals and surveillance packages, all stamped with the Mitsuhama logo, fill every inch of the available space. Excuse me. Just ahead of you, a pair of senior inspectors, one male, one female, stand over a command console. The man offers you a friendly smile. Ah, Mr. Brooks, you're here. Very good. I'm Senior Inspector Andy Lamb, one of the leaders of this task force. Thank you for coming so promptly. He extends a hand for you to shake. Yeah, sure. The woman, an elf, retorts through a mouth that seems drawn into a permanent scowl. Look, Lamb, I got a bastard of a migraine and our guest is a professional criminal. I think we can dispense with the pleasantries and get to the business. Yes, of course. He offers her a slight bow. My apologies, Senior Inspector Chiu. And as for you, Max, you must be wondering what you and your team are doing here. I get the feeling that you're going to tell me. Chiu cuts in, rubbing the bridge of her nose between her thumb and her forefinger. Long story short, we got a problem to solve, and you're in a unique position to help us solve it. This is a job offer, Max. We want to hire you. Unique position, huh? You want to tell me what you mean by that? We need to gather information on someone that you have a history with. Someone that we suspect of criminal wrongdoing, but we can't move on without proof. Pull up the file, Lamb. Lamb nods and his fingers dance over the PDA's keypad. He raises the device to show you what he's pulled up on the display. From your device's tiny screen, a familiar face leers back at you. Lamb holds it to your face for a few seconds, then pulls the device away. You have a history with this woman. He phrased it as a statement, not a question. Yeah, that's great. When the APB went out on me and Duncan, she's the one who appeared on the TRID to tell the world. Chief Inspector Crate is a highly decorated officer, a leader of the HKPF's Elite Special Duties Unit. Within the police force, she's universally respected and feared. She's also the unofficial face of the Special Duties Unit in Hong Kong media circuit. When they need a talking head for news broadcasts, she's the woman they go to. For her fellow inspectors, Crate's a hero and a role model. They'd go to bat for her without a second's hesitation. The woman has a lot of pull. And you suspect her of something, I take it? That's right. Key members of the Executive Council believe that Crate is at the center of a criminal conspiracy within the HKPF. That she and her co-conspirators have been working as mercenaries under our noses, taking on illicit side work for profit and tarnishing the HKPF's good name in the process. This task force was assembled to investigate that suspicion. Okay, I get it. Tell me where I come in. We'll get to the specifics later, after you've had the chance to mull it over for a while. If you choose to work with us, we'll give you a full briefing on the plan. For now, you should know that Lamb and I were the ones who cleared the APB from your name. We've already helped you in more ways than one. Well, that solves that mystery. Now, we understand the prospect of working with a police task force could feel foreign to you. I fully expect that you have questions you'd like to ask. Lamb spreads his hands. If there's anything pressing you'd like to know, I'll do my best to answer. I do have some questions, yes, so we'll see how this goes. Let's see. You need to drink way more water. That is definitely a good thing. Yeah, why did you gas me? What the hell, you guys? I think the one thing that helps is I actually have a tiny little scar in the crook of my arm from where I had an IV in my arm for like 3 days when I got my appendix out. And so I'm like, right there. That spot right there. I know there's a vein in there. Just go for that. I think the downside is some nurses, when they see that tiny little scar right there, they're like, oh, he's a druggie. So that's a little bit of a downside. Let's see. I want to know who I'll be working with if I do this. What are your roles in this organization? I handle the technical side of the investigation. Decking, information monitoring and control, surveillance work, that sort of thing. Chiu is on loan from Mitsuhama Corporate. She's a cop just like I am, but her primary responsibility is safeguarding the company's image and financial interests. Mitsuhama? What does the Japan Corp care about some dirty cops in Hong Kong? The Hong Kong police force is owned and operated by Mitsuhama. The company is obviously concerned by what's happening here. They dispatched me to help Lamb with his investigation. Consider me a corporate liaison, here to bridge the gap between the suits and the uniforms. Hey, as long as you're paying me, I don't care who you work for. He nods. That's the spirit. Alright, here's a question. Why me? There's plenty of other runners in Hong Kong. Other runners don't have a built-in reason to want Crate dead. You do. Beyond that, you're the perfect deniable asset for this job. You get caught or killed, the SDU will assume you were there to get revenge for what they did to you. So if I get caught doing this job for you, you're going to leave me to twist. How is that any different from any other job you worked? Besides, what we pulled from you in our interrogation has convinced us that we can trust you for this. That's invaluable to people in our position. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez, Trey Dog, that's a little horrifying. I had a lot of teachers accuse me of being a druggie back in high school, too, because I was taking an allergy medication, and one of the side effects, I had dark circles under my eyes pretty much all the time. I had some teachers that were real suspicious about that. Relentlessly, you have a heart-shaped scar on your knee and you find it kind of cute? That is kind of cute. Let's see. How the hell did you get my boat here without Kindly Cheng stopping you? What makes you think that she could stop us? The Yellow Lotus is powerful, but we have a navy at our disposal. Navy? What did you do? Attack Haoi? Of course not. We made a token show of force, and that was that. Kindly Cheng doesn't want the Marine Police parking a Sea Panther off the Haoi docks any more than anybody would. As highly as she might think of you, she wasn't about to risk a shooting war to keep us from towing your houseboat. Tell me where this impound lot is located. I want to know how far from home you've taken me. We're nearer to Aberdeen than we are to Haoi. That's about all you need to know. Secrecy is one of our most important tools for survival, Max. We can't give you an exact address. I'd like to go back to Haoi. You gonna let me do that? You choose to work with us? Certainly, when the job is done. If you refuse, on the other hand, well, that's a more complicated discussion. At least you got a neat scar out of it. Honestly, there's a lot of stories, I think, that end that way. Usually interesting ones. So you're coercing me into helping you, dangling my freedom over my head. Our motives aren't sinister, Mr. Brooks. But you do know about this task force, and unfortunately, that makes you a security risk. If you refuse to help us, we're going to have to hold you here for your own safety. You can go back to Haoi when the job is done, and Crate and the other people are behind bars. However long that takes. She nods. That's right, however long it takes. Or you can just help us and be home in a day or two. Your call. Yes, we are Max Brooks with the nickname Girth. Max Girth Brooks. That was somebody's suggestion at the start of the playthrough, and it was amazing, so I had to go for it. Hey, Dax, welcome in. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Are we prisoners? Well, no, but actually, yes. Alright, I'm done asking questions. What's next? What's next is that we let you go. For now. Take some time, think it over, and come back when you're ready to seal the deal. After you've accepted, we'll go into the details of the run. I'm not accepting anything from you without running it by my team first. That's why we're letting you go. Talk to them, and tell them exactly what we've told you. We're confident that they'll want to work with us. They should be heading to the Kraken as we speak. She pauses. Fun name, by the way. When you've made your decision, come back to us. No rush, no pressure. We're not trying to coerce you into doing this. We're all on the same team, after all. I'll talk to my people. No promises, though. Jeez. Let's see. Jay Melman, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. All right. Give me just a minute, chat. I need to blow my nose, and also I need to refill my bottle here because it is sweltering in here, and I'm going to dehydrate very quickly without enough to drink. So give me just a moment. I will be right back as quick as I can. Sorry about this. Alright, real sorry about that, folks. Like I said, it is crazy hot in here, so I just got some straight ice water to try and keep me hydrated. Not for a moment, stream frozen. Oh, sorry. Yeah, there's not a lot going on the screen right now, but I am back. Sky just chugged a Rockstar. Excellent, excellent. Turtark, you finished a lychee nectar with some cucumber lime sparkling water. Oh, that sounds fantastic. Sounds fantastic. Warded currently working on the second mug of coffee for the day. Nice, nice. Hope it's something nice and mellow. It is good to keep hydrated. Just whatever liquids you can get in your body is a good thing. Water is best, but you know, anything you get's good. All right. And let's go talk to the team. Get back to the teams, let them know what I found out and see what they want to do. Oh, they said they're on the Kraken right now. We gotta head back up to the boat. Alright. I see guards everywhere, so let's not go wandering. Let's do like they said and get onto the boat. This will be the first familiar thing we've seen this stream. As you pass through the hatch and step into the familiar confines of the Kraken, you find your team waiting for you. Well, this is a hell of a thing. Gobbet absent-mindedly passes a rat from one hand to another. The rodent squeals and chirps in delight. You said it, Gun Show. Not our best day ever as a team. So what's the deal, Max? Who captured us? Are they really cops, or are we dealing with something else here? They're puppets of the Executive Council. Technically HKPF, but closer to wage slaves than real detectives. Knew it. This whole thing had the HKPF stink all over it. They can dress up however they want, but at the end of the day, a cop is a cop. So what does this task force want with us? Do they pitch their agenda to you? They want us to work for them, to take down Creighton or dirty cops. Really? That's interesting. What'd you tell them? I told them I wouldn't agree to anything until I ran it by you. Well, I guess nice to know you're thinking of us. So, what's our next step? Well, we call up our fixer and tell her that we're bringing her a job for once. Yes. But water also tastes like water. I really like the taste of ice water. I might be weird. Hey, Nuddle Masher, welcome in. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing good. Glad to have you with us. Okay, don't be too flippant about it, okay? I mean, she's got to know the cops have seized the Kraken. She's probably watched them tow the boat away. Sort of got me wondering why that happened. Maybe jumping to conclusions? We don't want her to come to the wrong ones. Yeah, that's fair. Drinking water should be carbonated. The sourness makes it more refreshing. See, I'm not really a fan of sparkling water. I just like it straight. I do. I know not everybody does, but, you know, good to have options. Nuddle Masher, how are you liking Baldur's Gate so far? Hope you're having a good time. You tap Kindly Cheng's personal comlink number into your PDA and hit the send button. A moment later, the old woman's face appears on the screen. Max, pleasure to see you, dear. I've been worried sick. She swills something the color of rotten plums out of a highball glass. Now, would you kindly tell me where the fuck you've been? The HKPF gassed us on our way out of Combat Pangs. They're holding me in an impound yard. Ah, I see. Her voice goes cold. You're calling me from police custody? Let's see. They haven't learned anything that they didn't already know. In fact, they told me to call you. There's a long pause. Then finally, tell me exactly what they said to you. Don't leave anything out. The police who have me aren't HKPF rank and file. They're working directly for the Executive Council. The leaders of the group are called Chiu and Lam, Auntie Cheng. They're what the sergeant at the holding pen said. They're senior inspectors. Those won't be their real names, dear. Not if they're letting you contact me like this. They had a proposition for me, Auntie Cheng. They want me to help them take down Chief Inspector Creighton or people. She lifts the glass to her lips and takes another slurp of the dirty, viscous liquid. They're after the filth that ambushed you then. The ones that killed Nightjar. And Carter. Nobody gives a fuck about Carter. You should know better than to interrupt me by now, gun show. She dismisses the outburst with a wave of her hand. Now be a good boy and keep your mouth shut. Duncan clenches his jaw. He's clearly furious, but he says nothing. Alright, I want you to go along with it. Tell them that you'll take the job, with my blessings. You want me to work with these people? Yes, I do believe that this entire clusterfuck of a situation could work to our advantage. I've always wanted to get a runner into the HKPF secure facilities, and here this task force is, inviting you in. And if you can avenge my sweet Nightjar's death in the process, well, so much the better. Understood. Any special instructions you want me to follow? Be smart. Do nothing that could endanger the Yellow Lotus or myself, and report back to me if you see anything that could constitute a threat. Above all, keep your eyes open, and don't trust this task force of yours, whatever you do. Well, when this is all over, I'll report back to you with what I find. See that you do. I'll be waiting. Oh, and Max, I'm sure that the police confiscated that Kong that you procured from Eddie Tang, the one I paid you to retrieve for me. Get it back. He thumbs a button on her PDA and the screen goes black. Well, I guess that's it. She lifts her shoulders into a half shrug. We're doing this. Look, Kindly's right. This is an opportunity for us to kill two birds with one stone. We take down the cops that hunted us, and we collect the intel on the HKPF. There is no more to be said. He turns away, his armor rustling as his body shifts. You go back to Lam and Chiyu and accept the job. I will ready my gear. Alright. Let me caught up. Shade is anti-angry water. I've heard it called spicy water before, which I like. Shade orders his water straight in a dirty glass. It's the easiest way. Still water is kind of, I don't know, not as palate cleansing. I accept other options exist. Specifically, I like ice cold water. Room temperature water, I don't know, it just tastes different. Yes, ma'am. Eyes open, ma'am. Do it. I know what a PDA is, but my brain always unscrambles it as public display of affection. That's how it kindly changes attention. Just start making out in the middle of the street. Yeah, Duncan, we got the APB lifted off of us, but Duncan's like, I'm not sure where to go at this point, so I'm just going to stay here in this life for the moment. Alright. Well, let's take a quick peek around the boat, see if there's anything going on. It says we have a new unread messages in my inbox. Let's see, vid, getting better. A grainy video feed pops up on the screen. The smiling face of your adoptive father, Raymond Black, fills the frame. He looks tired, but stronger than you remember him. The flesh of his cheeks is firmer, his skin less sallow. Returning to Seattle appears to have done him a world of good. Excuse me. You've got mail. Let's see. U.S. refrigerators are set to a lower temp than the EU. Like the sodas I had in the U.S. were painful to hold. Oh yeah, they are. I didn't realize that EU refrigerators are set to a higher temperature than that. That is interesting. Aw, thank you, Bort Jams. I've done that before relentlessly. It's kind of brutal. Girth, I hope this message finds you and Duncan well. I wanted to let you know that the treatments and therapy seem to be working. The brain injury that I suffered in Prosperity Tower will take a long time to fully recover from, but I appear to be walking the correct path. I wish that you and your brother could come back to Seattle again. Feels like we left so much unfinished with you in Hong Kong and me here, half a world away. He looks away and the smile drops from his face. His next words are choked with grief. It's my fault you're condemned to a life in the shadows. You went to Hong Kong to help me and it cost you your freedom. That is a burden that I will carry until the end of my days. He clears his throat, forces a weak smile onto his face. My apologies. I did not intend to make you sit through an old man's maudlin ramblings. Now I'm afraid that I must go. It's time for another of my treatments. He taps his temple with a bony finger. They've already cured my stutter. Let us hope that they can do the same for my melancholy mood, eh? Take care of yourself, Garth. You and Duncan both. I will message again when I can. Till then, keep safe. Do your best to stay out of trouble. Goodbye. The message ends, returning you to the menu. Well, it's good seeing that he's doing okay. I appreciate that. Let's see. US suggests 1 to 3. Oh, wow. That is a big difference. Holy crap. That's interesting. Hey, Conduit. Welcome in. How are you doing today, Conduit? Hope you're doing well. Let's see. Gearing up from Senior Inspector Lamb to Max. If you find yourself in need of gear or supplies before you're running the Tiger's Den, speak with Sergeant Lee. He's the task force quartermaster, and he's been instructed to equip and supply you as if you were one of us. You'll still need to pay for your gear, but he has an extensive stock of security-rated firearms that might interest you. If you need medical supplies or cybernetic enhancements, you'll find automatic kiosks in the yard that can serve your needs. For anything else, I'd recommend talking to Captain Jomo. He can supply you with whatever we can't. I only ask that you keep your business between yourselves and that you leave me out of it. Even if you feel prepared, I'd recommend that you look at what the yard has to offer before you head on to the Tiger's Den. Best to be over-prepared than it is to be caught flat-footed. Best of luck, Lamb. I don't know. That's a good question, but I'm not actually sure. Yeah, it's close to freezing, it is, which is really interesting. So I have to say you were playing a game from this series the first time I appeared? Oh, interesting, interesting. So yeah, we played Shadowrun Hong Kong before, and this is the Shadowrun Hong Kong DLC that came with the Expanded Edition. So this is basically the last we have of the Shadowrun trilogy, but I want to get a little bit more out of it if we can. Alright. Let's see. We got no pending jobs. See anything going on in Shadowlands? Yes, we've got a couple of new threads on Shadowlands. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, we did the whole main game before, and then we finished. And then we had a community goal to raise channel points for me to do the DLC, and we got it. So here we are. Yeah, me too, Turtark, me too. Although I'm told the servers are still technically up. So if you have Shadowrun 360, you can still play it, which is wild. Alright, thread, crowdfund my Vladivostok trip. A lot of you already know me, but for those who don't, I'm IC Sasha, Russian native. I've been decking in HK for over a decade. I have a business opportunity in my hometown, Vladivostok. I have started up a Pay My Way campaign to cover a no-frills round-trip ticket. Please support me, IC Sasha. You're a paladin, but why don't you just save up your Nuyen like the rest of us? Tiger Bomb. What's this business opportunity? If it doesn't actually pay your way, got any bonus funding goals? Pandatex. Good questions, good questions. Well, Pandatex, I hope to move back to Vladivostok. My opportunity is a conduct with a megacorp that does not have a presence in that city yet. But if it works, it'll be a very good for my contact and very, very good for me. Bonus goal would be a one-way ticket to Vladivostok. IC Sasha. Sold! I'd be delighted to spread the word to everybody, and I mean everybody I know. Transferring credits now. IC, you're not skipping town without clearing your mahjong debt to me, are you? Bookish Betty. It's another one of my bonus goals. IC Sasha. I'm paying you a visit, IC. Bookish Betty. That seems like a very timely joke because the Shadowrun trilogy was all crowdfunded. So that makes sense. Sodas don't have to be stored cold, but I feel like they taste better when they're cold. Again, that could just be me, though. Hey, Lost Lost, welcome in. How's your week going, Lost? Hope you're doing well. Bookish Betty, I know, it's amazing. All right, next thread, ticking mystery box for sale. What the hell? File under things I never want involved in my life. Ticking mystery boxes. I've got a mystery item secured in a metal alloy casing, freshly liberated from a Yamatetsu warehouse. It wasn't ticking before, but it is now. Since I survived a bumpy motorboat chase, I figure it's safe. Since I don't have the engineering chops to liberate it properly, it's going to the highest bidder. Adeptitude. So, it could be a beyond bleeding edge biotech prototype, or it could kill you. Have I got that right? Gustos. If you don't like it, don't bid. I do this all the time, man. People love surprises. It's fundamentally no different from a grab bag. Adeptitude. Except for the possible death part. Seriously, who's plunked down Nguyen on unidentified stolen goods? Gustos. I got the winning bid on a Fuchi rattling container. Giant box of Allen wrenches. Wimpo in 2056. I won a vibrating briefcase taken from a high-level Ares scientist's office. Inside it was well, something you wouldn't expect to find in the workplace. Use your imagination. Party Tune 33. Ew! Gustos. Anyway, it was in good shape, so I regifted it. Party Tune 33. And I'm out! Wimpo in 2056. I love the Shadowlands threads. They're so good. Boiled but surviving? Yeah, it is blazing hot here right now, Lost. Oh my god. Allen wrenches. Oh boy. I would not be excited to open a mystery box just full of hundreds of Allen wrenches. Yeah, exactly, relentlessly. I know I have at least 6 Allen wrenches in this apartment, and the second I actually need one, they all vanish. Scatter like cockroaches. Looking for romance? It's a wonderful gift to give to basically anyone, I think. And yeah, that is the next time. Looking for romance. Oh god. Wiry, handsome expat male looking for passionate encounters. Not picky, M or F. I enjoy hitting the night markets when I'm not tinkering with my drone or infiltrating AAA megacorps. No smoking, no recreational drugs in professional capacity okay. Flexibility a must. Sometimes need to cancel dates at the last minute due to gigs/incarceration. First aid skills a plus. Anonymous 9746. How's the dating scene in HK? Just arrived in town. Got any tips? Where can I go to find that special gal? Data Surfs Up 37. Honestly, HK is better than for fleeting liaisons and longer-term engagements. Anonymous 9746. You should check out the Frolic in Lang Kwai Fong. The music's loud and freaky, and so are the clubbers. The scene can be a little rough, though. I hooked up with this crazy elf there once, and every time I run my hands over the scar tissue, it really brings me back. It's not for everyone, though. Plus, I'm now partially deaf. He's so casual about it. He's just... Oh, every time I feel that scar, it takes me right back. Oh, God. I have so many questions, and I don't actually want the answers to any of them. Oh, and his username is Can I Get a Whoop Whoop? Have you tried Happy Valley? I'm not even kidding. Very intense long-term relationships can spring from the heart-pounding thrills of the racetrack. Circuit Circus. Well, you can always try romancing somebody in your team, if you've got one. Shenzhen Joe. Ugh, now that's a bad idea. Give me Matrix dating any day. Anonymous 9746. Thank you, official conduit. The guy, you wouldn't want to leave that guy hanging there. That would be cruel. Kiryu agrees with pocket racing. Oh my god, pocket racing is so good. I know, I love the writing in this game. Thread, vultures in the walled city. I just saw some corporate suits scouting around the walled city. Gentrification imminent, and the rubble's barely settled in the slum. Hot Pot 888. The moment that life takes a turn for the better in the walled city, some corpse smells of profit moves in. Appalling. Lantawa Lin. Why don't they buy up the tenements, tear them down, and put in luxury coffin apartment complexes and a helipad, so the well-heeled don't have to tread through the filth at street level? Hot Pot 888. What about the Yellow Lotus? You can see a triad letting a corp waltz in and demolish a source of revenue without so much as a whimper. Giant robots pew pew pew. That's an amazing username. So that's the thing. Bao's guys are nowhere to be seen. Hot Pot 888. You know, some red envelopes change hands. Aggravator. Nguyen talks, but the suit still brought plenty of private muscle. Clearly not taking any chances. Born in the UCAS. Interesting, interesting. Alright. Gentrification! I'm gonna remember that one. That's lovely. Yeah, relentlessly. That's pretty much where I'm at right now is... Yeah, I took a shower earlier. I'm gonna have to take another one now. Because it's gross. Alright. See if anybody around the boat's feeling shady. Oh, Pocket Circuit's coming back! Beautiful, beautiful. Well, my friend, an interesting turn of events, to be sure. Not every day we find ourselves the victims of a kidnapping. Yeah, tell me about it. Can't say I'm a fan. Nor am I. Under any other circumstances, Koshie would have already torn out our captor's spines. But kindly Cheng wants revenge on Crate and dirt on the Hong Kong police force. And so, we must play nice with these people, however distasteful we may find it to do so. I want Crate dead too. So we use the situation to our advantage, like we always do. Yes, my friend, you are of course correct. Now, is there something that I can help you with, or did you just come by for a friendly chat? Out of curiosity, are you still playing around with those stimulus generators in your brain? I wouldn't say that I was playing around with them, no. I'm constantly using them to fine-tune my brain's stimulus responses, of course, but that hardly constitutes play. I see. Well, what have you been doing with them recently? The past week or so, I've been experimenting with synesthesia, training my brain to associate certain colors with certain tastes, sounds with touch, that sort of thing. He snaps his fingers. You hear that? Just a click, yes? But it's something else to you? Oh, it's still a click, but when I hear the sound, I also feel a tingle in my spine, and my tongue registers the flavors of bourbon and strawberries. Oh, man, I'd like to get a set of those myself. Yes, and this was just a small test. Soon I will know enough to push the limits of the system, and that is where the practical applications come in. Imagine the combat advantages if the sound of Koshie's claws on steel produced a palpable sense of well-being, or if I could judge the severity of a bullet wound by the volume of the pinging in my ear. Best of luck, my friend. I hope this all works out. My thanks, my friend, as always. Now, is there something else you'd like to discuss? Let me get caught up on chat right here. Pocket Circuit! Yes! Yeah, I'm feeling it. I've still got the pandemic hair going on, and keeping that hair away from me has been a big goal. Oh, it's so bad. Wish I could snap and taste strawberries. That honestly sounds awesome. That sounds fantastic. Speaking of plain water, imagining taking a sip of plain water and just strawberries. Alright, take care of yourself, Morton Martin. Thanks for hanging around. We will see you around. Oh, it's good. So, Rector, what do you intend to do after we finish this? He shrugs. I suspected I'll return to what I was doing before we got press-ganged into working for the HKPF. I will Shadowrun for funds and entertainment, and spend my spare hours working on and refining my mechanical counterpart. Koshie scurries forward, and Ractor rests his hand on the drone's chassis. The drone rubs up against his leg like a dog, light glinting off the smooth contours of its hardened body. Always a work in progress, don't you know? How could he not be? To improve Koshei is to improve the best part of myself. So you're saying you'll never be finished with Koshei? I sincerely doubt it. Koshei is my masterpiece, and I will continue to refine him until I die. He smiles, his eyes twinkling. That's assuming that I fail to achieve immortality, of course. And that is far from a foregone conclusion, I assure you. What about you, my friend? Do you have any grand ambitions to share? If so, share them. I'm all ears. I can't say what my plans are for certain. Just have to see how this thing plays out. A fair answer. I suppose that we shall have to wait and see for ourselves. He gives the cigarette a tap, and the ash that clings to the tip spills to the floor. Let us change the subject, eh? The future can wait. I'm sure there are many more pressing matters we could discuss. Not really. I'll see you later, Ractor. Snap and taste chili since it's everywhere. Delicious. Yeah, Ractor's like, I'm doing this for funsies. The murder, the breaking and entering, the theft. Funsies. Hello, my friend. Was there something else? How are you holding up with all this? Gaichu shrugs and waves a hand in the direction of the door. Duplicitous corporate managers, triad gangsters, or police. What really is the difference? None can be trusted fully. Each one would sell us out in a heartbeat if it benefited them in the long run. Yet, I continue to be paid, and so I will remain. Do not be fooled by our benefactors. If everything they wanted were to be granted them, and they could earn promotions by arresting or killing us, they would. Money and power rule this city and everyone in it. It is a ravenous maw that devours the weak. I care little for their aims, other than I can profit from them. What about Crate? You want revenge for what she did? What she did to you. I never knew Carter, and I had a bounty on my head long before we ever met, simply because I'm a ghoul. Fundamentally, Crate is no more responsible for what happened to you than those who followed her orders. She received her orders from Josephine Sang, as we do from our clients. Revenge has no place in the shadows, unless the slight was personal. Crate's actions were simply business. The ghoul lifts his chin, taking a deep breath in through his nose. Where you go, I will follow. My only counsel at this time is to be cautious, watch your back, and be prepared to have a way out. So, what do you think of our benefactors? I wonder if they did not overstate the danger of Crate and the Special Duties Unit. I do not fear much, especially not from a SWAT team. I believe that they are overstating the danger that she posed to us during the riots. Certainly she is dangerous, but then so are most of the enemies we faced. Consider it. We thwarted a AA corporation, survived a police APB, stared down a god of death from beyond the depths of known astral space. SWAT commander seems to pale in comparison, don't you think? As for our benefactors, keep your eyes open. For all of her foul-mouthed posturing, I have admired Kindly Cheng's insistence that we trust no one but her. I do not trust Chiyu or Lamb. Lamb's enthusiasm is cloying and false. Chiyu is a corporate soldier, and would no doubt execute us without a second thought if she was ordered to. Yeah, believe me, I'm keeping a close watch on him. Good. I will endeavor to be ready for any duplicity, should it arise. I'll talk to you later, Gaichu. I love the dialogue in here. Can't hear the word benefactors without flashing back to Star Rail. Oh, I gotta get caught up on the new event. I know it's only got a couple days left, but I still got stuff to do in there. Also, very excited to be pulling for Kafka very soon. Looking forward to that. Duncan has nothing to say. Interesting. Let's check it with the folks upstairs, see if they got anything going on. Let's see. Start with Isabel. Isabel raises her visor. What's up? Hey, do you ever play any video games, that monstrosity of a terminal? Fuck no, the octopus isn't for video games. Besides, I have better things to do than fight make-believe digital enemies. Fighting real digital enemies is way more satisfying. You've never played a game on the octopus? Not ever? Not a video game, no. She looks away. Like I said, I'm not a fan. Does that mean you played other kinds of games? Her mouth opens to respond, but you see her hesitate. No games. Ah, come on, Iz. You can tell me. I won't judge. She looks at you uneasily and turns her gaze to her feet. Her right heel taps against the floor, somewhat muffled sound of the wooden planks. Well, there was this one time. I got into playing Matrix Blackjack for a while. Only for a couple months, mind you, and only to make money. She sluggishly lifts her shoulders. It was a rough winter, and I was desperate. It wasn't especially fun, but it was easy. Better than poker, because I didn't have to deal with other players. All I had to do was remember what cards had been played and play the moves accordingly. You were a card shark? Really? She raised her eyebrows. Really that strange? I am a Shadowrunner after all. Fleecing people at cards was kind of a lateral move. I bet you earned bank then. Stupid mistake on my part. I was winning too much too often. I tried to justify it in my head. This win will go towards my Yellow Lotus debt. This win will be enough to give me that systems enhancer. This win will get me food for a week. Or gobbet food for an evening at Shaoling's dim sum diner. Anyway, after the first couple months, people started getting suspicious. That's a bad thing, especially for people in our line of work. I was drawing too much attention to myself. A few months after starting, I pushed it as long as I could manage without compromising myself. So, I stopped. Never went back, never looked back. That makes for a good story, though. She tugs at her right-hand glove. Not really. It isn't that interesting. Anyway, was that all you wanted to know? Yeah, that's it. Take care of yourself. Huh. Would not expect that from Isabel. That's interesting. Hey, Gobbet! Gobbet's cabin looks cleaner than you remember it. Turning your head, you discover the reason why. The mountains of dirty laundry and food packaging that usually lies strewn across the floor have been gathered into an impressive mound in the corner. Madness and folly scurry along the perimeter of the heap, sporadically ducking in and out of the layers of discarded clothing. It's looking good, holding its shape even. She chews her lip contemplatively. Couple more pizza boxes to help distribute the load, and I could move right in. Gobbet? What are you doing? Meditating, kinda. I'm communing with Rat. She frowns, waves a hand as she fishes for the right words. You know, it's like I'm getting my head right. Considering all that's happened, it seemed like the right thing to do. You're communing with Rat by piling garbage in a corner. Clean garbage. It's all perfectly hygienic. And not piling it, I'm making myself a nest. It's what Rat would do in our situation. See, the only thing that Rat likes less than wide open spaces is living in captivity. I'm right here with her on that. The whole getting gassed and waking up in a cage thing has me a little on edge. I'm getting closer to Rat by making myself a solution, just like she would. She kicks the base of the mound of clothing. The entire thing shudders, then collapses into a heap on the ground. On the bright side, you weren't inside it when it fell. Yeah, I guess it wasn't as sturdy as it looked. Frowning deeply, she heaves a sigh. My kingdom for a couch cushion, you know? Maybe a nice ottoman. Something that can support more weight. Yeah, I'll keep my eyes open. Maybe one of the boats they've impounded here has a futon or something. It's okay. Don't bother. She turns away from the now ruined pile of laundry and refuge, rubbing the bridge of her nose between her thumb and forefinger. The magic's gone anyway. So anyway, was there something you wanted, Seattle? If so, I'm all ears. Is she making a laundry fort? She was making a laundry fort. She was. Laundry and garbage, judging by the talk of old pizza boxes. Hey, Gobbet? Is that a Decon noodle extruder? She gives the looming machine an uncertain glance. Yeah. Yeah, I think it is. What is it doing here? I guess as good as mine. Sure as hell wasn't in my cabin before we left for Combat Pangs. Can't imagine why the cops would have put it here. She bites her lip, a nervous expression in her face. Maybe it followed us home from DECCON. Followed us home? How could it? I don't know, alright? It's just here. Waiting. Waiting? For what? I don't know, alright? I don't know. Let's just change the subject, okay? Maybe if we ignore it, it'll go away. The noodle extruder, the subplot is the best part of the DLC. I'm interested to see. Because that's a weird premise. That's a weird pitch for a plot right there. Hey, Groshin, welcome in. How are you doing today, Groshin? Hope you're doing well. Wait, to extrude noodles. That sounds like what it does. So, Gobbin, how are you doing with all of this? I don't know. About as well as can be expected, I guess. How about you? How are you dealing with it? You got it worse than any of us, what with a magical torture and your night locked in a box and all. Yeah, don't worry about me, Gobbin. I'll be fine. Hands on her hips, she gives you a single solemn shake of the head. Sorry, can't help it. You're a friend, so I worry. That comes as part of the package. That being said, I do believe you when you say that you'll be alright. She offers you a lopsided smile. I think that we all will. I mean, if we can see what we all saw in the walled city and come through alright, we'll do the same here, right? Yeah, right. Send nudes, extrude nudes, send extruded nudes. Extrude the nudes. I kind of want a shirt with that. Extrude the nudes. Maybe a bumper sticker, that could work too. Ah, of course I'm right. Well, we're certified Yamaking killing badasses. I'll be fine. It's warm to the touch. That's a little unnerving. Wrong sort of extrusion, oh god. My other car is a nude extrusion. What does that even mean? Alright. Well, it sounds like we got the run of the place. To a limited extent. Let's poke around a little bit and see what we can see. What do you want it to mean? That is a big question, Emperor, and I don't know that I have an answer for you. I don't even know where to start with that one. Alright. I said don't try anything funny, so I'm not going to try anything funny. I'm just kind of looking around to see what there is to see. They mentioned some folks who you can buy from, but I think that email might have been a glitch. And I don't think we actually can buy anything from anyone yet. I think we have to accept that job offer first. Yeah, looks like it. Alright, let's go let them know that we'll accept. And then we'll go from there. Welcome back. Did you talk over the job with your crew? Yep, we're in. Chiyo rubs the bridge of her nose between her thumb and her forefinger. They'll be holding you to that. Look, just tell me what you want me to do. Straight to the point. Good. He throws Chiyo a sidelong glance. You want to get us started, Fiona? We know that Crate and her people are dirty, but we don't have any ironclad proof. We have to gather something concrete if we want to move on her. Let's see. Why? You said you answered directly to the council. Just arrest the woman and come up with a justification afterwards. She shakes her head. No, can't act on suspicion. Crate is as popular as she is powerful. Last thing the HKPF needs right now is a scandal. If we move on her without evidence, the jackals of the media will turn this entire operation into a complete shit show, and Mitsuhama's PR will suffer for it. Yeah, I get it. The HKPF doesn't need another black eye. She gives you a solemn nod. Exactly. Restoring the public's trust in its police force is one of the key objectives of the operation. Can't let ourselves bungle this. And that means we need to be careful. Lamb acquiesces with a nod of the head. She's right. What we need is tangible evidence of Krait's wrongdoing. Financial records, written communications, video feeds, that sort of thing. We know where the proof is being held, but we can't get to it without tipping our hand. That's where you come in. So it's going to be a covert op then. You don't want things going loud. Personally, I'd prefer it if you didn't lay waste to a police station, though Senior Inspector Chiyu may beg to differ on that. That said, some conflict is probably going to be unavoidable, no matter what you do. We're getting ahead of ourselves, though. Let's take this back a step. Krait likes to keep people close to her. They've consolidated their power into a single police station on the harbor. She leans over and pulls up an image on her terminal, an aerial holopic of a squat building crowded up against the water's edge. There it is, an old SDU headquarters, Krait's current base of operations. They call it the Tiger's Den. Alright, go on. We're going to get you into the station, and you're going to liberate the information that we need. Then, we're going to take Krait and her people down. Let's see, how do you suggest that we get in? Through the front door? She shakes her head. Not quite. You and your team will be smuggled in via the loading dock. We've secured transport for you through an old associate of yours, a pirate and a smuggler named Captain Jomo. Great, more bouncy rides and Indonesian sailing songs to look forward to. She shrugs. We're a small task force. We'll work with the tools we have. So long as you and Jomo can both follow basic instructions, everything should work out fine. We've already provided him with a copy of the station's timetable. He knows when they'll be flush with cops and when they're running a skeleton crew. They'll time your arrival so that you have minimal resistance to contend with. Alright, sounds like a plan. Let's see, Groshin has created some sort of 2 stories tall monster. So, I don't know how much you saw of the base game of Hong Kong, but Krait's a high-ranking police officer that was the one hunting us down through Shadowrun Hong Kong. And now we've been grabbed by a special task force of the police that say that Krait is corrupt and we're going to try and take her down. Which is convenient because we hate her. So we're going to try and take her down for that. After Jomo gets you into the docking area, our woman on the inside will let you into the complex. You'll need to make your way up to the administrative level. That's where Krait's evidence room is located. We'll take up a position near the station, and from there we'll monitor your progress. Monitor us? How? She lifts an object from the desk and tosses it to you. A portable surveillance device. Your team will be outfitted with mics, body cameras, and condition monitors before you leave. We'll have a clear view of what's going on in the station. So if we get in trouble, we can call in the cavalry then. Not so much, no. We can't send any of our own people into the station. The risks are just too high. We'll be watching you because this is our op. As long as you're inside, I need eyes on you for corporate oversight reasons. Rubbing her temples, she looks you in the eye. Mitsuhama has a financial stake in this operation going smoothly. I intend to make sure that it does. Got it? You'll be spying on us, but if we land in hot water, you won't lift a finger to help. Have I got that right? If the shit truly hits the fan, if your heart rate's all flatlined, say, then we'll do what we have to do to complete our mission. You have to understand that our going in would be strictly a last resort. She's right, Max. We can't afford to take any chances. Krait and her employers find out about this task force, they'll put our entire operation in jeopardy. And if I get caught? You wouldn't spill on us. Your boss wants this job done as badly as we do. Besides that, you've got a built-in reason to be there. Krait and the SDU ambushed you, killed your friends, and destroyed your lives. It's only natural for you to want revenge. I'm getting why you chose me for this job. Glad to hear that we understand each other. When you get to the admin level, you'll be stepping into hostile territory. Krait and her people have more or less taken over the whole floor. They won't think twice about putting a bullet in your head if they catch you in there. If you encounter any resistance in there, you're going to have to shoot your way through it. They won't give you a chance to do anything else. I'll be calling in a favor with Mitsuhama to bring down the station's comms, so you won't need to worry about them calling in outside help. Anyone who's already in the building is your problem to deal with. Alright, what's my objective? The evidence room. Proof that we need should be stored on disk in there, or maybe in a terminal. You'll be looking for a log of bribes accepted by Crate and the SDU. You could also use any other proof of corruption you can find. Transaction records, archived communications between Crate and her clients, that kind of thing. You'll pull the evidence, get back to the boat, and return the package to us at the impound yard. We'll analyze it, and once we're sure that we've got her nailed, we'll make our move on Crate. Alright, so I find the evidence room, grab the data that you need, and get back to Jomo. He'll bring me back here and hand off the data. That's about the size of it. Think you can handle it? I expect it to be a challenge, but if it means payback for Crate, I can do it. Good. And it will, you'll see. We're all after the same thing here. If we work together, we can make it happen. If you need gear, talk to Sergeant Lee out in the yard. He's our quartermaster. We're sure that Captain Jomo can hook you up with anything that Lee can't, including any additional personnel you might need. And the good captain asked about you, by the way. Wanted to have a word about some side work. That's okay with you? Would try to stop me from doing my own jobs on the side? As long as you keep it quick and concise, you can do your thing. We won't interfere. But our trust has its limits. Don't even think about turning against us or sabotaging this operation. You won't like what happens if you do. We'll wait on you to launch the operation. We're on your timetable here. When you're ready to talk to Jomo. We clear on all that? Yeah, we're clear. Good. We'll see you at Crate's compound then. Alright. Ah, Kraid, the boss from Metroid. Classic. Some questions you don't want an answer to, Rin. Where's our gal with a grenade launcher? She's hanging out on the boat, but in the first mission of the DLC, she was using that grenade launcher to spectacular effects. Specifically inside of a biker bar. Oh, that was lovely. That was lovely. Do love me a good grenade launcher. The constable standing before you is rail thin, with a wiry build and a lantern jaw. A pair of wire-rimmed glasses perch on the bridge of his nose, and his neck is wrapped in a sinuous tattoo. He glances up from his PDA, locking eyes with you. So, you're the person of interest that everyone's been talking about. You're that Chiyu has big plans for you. Hey, you heard right. Lucky me, I guess. They can't be good for health regulations? I'm not sure that OSHA specifically has anything to say on the topic of grenade launchers used indoors. Big oversight on their part, if you ask me. Admin is probably a derivative of a demon? That would make a lot of sense. You are lucky. You get to walk back out of here when all this is over. Most people in your line of work wouldn't be given that opportunity. Yeah, I know. What can I say? I lead a charmed life. His lip curls into a half smile. Yeah, seems that way. Oh, is there something I can do for you? Oh, what's your name, Constable? I'll go by Hui. You're Brooks, right? That's what it said on the form. Yeah, that's me. Good to meet you then. I don't get to talk to many people in your line of work. Not like this, anyway. Usually my talks with Shadowrunners have involved a lot of shouting and tasing. Sometimes shooting. I'm a talker myself. It's a nice change of pace. I was just passing by, though. I didn't mean to distract you. He shrugs. That's fine. Isn't like I was doing much anyway. Things are pretty quiet right now. Make the inside the outside. That's an excellent way to air out a place. Oh, I think I did pretty well. I think I did. Hey, 4M, thank you very much for that. It's good to be not working again. Good to see all you folks again. How have you been since I saw you last, 4M? Hope everything's going good. Can we tase him? No! No, we don't tase anyone in the police yard, Emperor. That is an easy way to die very quickly and violently. And I'd like to not do that today, if at all possible. Something I can do for you, runner? Yeah, you got a name? Lung. Sergeant Maria Lung. You got a story to go along with that name? My parents gave it to me, the old-fashioned way. They like traditions. Runners have a tradition of their own. They choose their street names. Mine's Max. That explains a lot. Lung clears her throat. That all you wanted to ask me? I guess. So rude. Just one says a treat. Oh God. Not yet. Not yet. If things go sideways, I suspect we're going to be getting very violent with a lot of people. But until that happens, we're going to try and play it cool. This is the medical trailer. I don't think we need anything from there. Trench-coated man. A solitary man stands in the rear of the command trailer. He's got a PDA in one hand and a can of a Harbin Ice brand beer in the other. His eyes are intense and he taps rapidly on the PDA's screen in between sips from the can. In addition, a peculiar odor lingers around the area. The stench could best be described as a fusion of custard, cinnamon, and raw sewage. Oh God! What is that? Yeah, why those specifically? 1 second, I'll be right with you. Gotta finish checking my fantasy urban brawl stats. He continues his tap away for a few moments and slides the PDA into his pocket. Draining his beer, he crumples the can and tosses it in a nearby bucket. It's already filled to overflowing with empty bottles. There we are. Apparently satisfied, he turns to face you. Now, what can I do for you? Who are you? You don't look like a cop. I'm not. He shrugs. And again, neither are you. We're in the same boat. Freelancers that lamb and chew and need to get their job done. Now, I know what you're going to say. Working for the cops is strange for a freelancer, right? But I figure it's a steady paycheck, so why not take the work when it's offered? Plus, it's safe here. Not like I'm going to get shot at hanging around the impound lot. I mean, honestly, it's a good bet that anybody in Shadowrun is going to betray you, so I'd believe it, Yamagumo. Very festive. Indeed, indeed. So, what does it you do for these guys? Decking, mainly. Guess that the Wonder Twins couldn't get any stay-at-home decking support without raising a false flag to Crater people. So, they opted for an off-the-books solution. Namely, me. The name's Levick Stoles, by the way. Max, but you probably knew that already. Yeah, I know you are. Chew and Lamb have been keeping tabs on you for a long time now. Longer than I've been here, anyway. With a little luck, you people will be able to get this whole situation wrapped up soon. Then I can collect the money I was promised, maybe get the hell out of Hong Kong for good. What is that horrible smell? Durian. Want some? Oh God. I have heard the legends of the smell of durian. I've never smelled it myself. I'm curious if anyone in chat right now has smelled or tasted durian before. I've heard the taste is better than the smell, but I have no idea. I don't think I could get durian around here. Rin, you were going to say durian, but it doesn't smell like that? Well, you got to remember, I imagine for my character, it's probably like someone saying it tastes like chicken, in the sense that you're like trying to find some sort of reference to something you know, and it never quite fits. But you're like, you're trying to find something to attach to something that you've never actually, you know, had a sensation of before. So I can understand why it's a little bit off. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say it tastes really good, but the smell is not great. This is going to sound weird, but I actually have that experience with broccoli. Like, I don't mind the taste of broccoli at all, but there's something about the smell that really puts me off. Very strange. LTG, you've seen Kamen Rider Gaim? Oh my God, I love Gaim. To you, it smells like body. Oh God, that is not appetizing in the slightest. He snatches a plate of food from the chair next to him, holding it out to you. The fleshy blobs. Oh God. Hey Lee, welcome in. How dare you stream such a great game on a day when I've got interesting and important things to do at work? I'm so sorry, Lee. I didn't know. If only I knew, I would have canceled the whole thing. I promise you. I'm glad to hear you've got interesting things going on, though, Lee. How have you been since last time I've seen you? And thank you so much for a 30-month resub. I appreciate the hell out of that. That is awesome of you. Let's see. Durian smells bad, but it tastes good. There were signs banning the carrying of durian on the subway in Taiwan. That's probably fair. That makes a lot of sense. Durian milkshake. Interesting. Oh, jeez. I can see how that would help with the smell, though. That makes sense. Things have been fantastic fantastic overall. That's great to hear. That is really good. Let's see. The fleshy blobs of yellow pulp are definitely the source of the stench. As the plate gets closer, other smells assault your nostrils. Cheese, raw ethanol, rotting onions, and raspberries, among others. How can you eat that awful stuff? Nothing like durian in the entire world. Tastes amazing, and you can use it to make so many different things. Crepes, pancakes, gelato, donuts, you name it. Shame that Chiyo and Lamb don't like the smell. That's why they sent me out here. Said I was stinking up the trailer. Gee, I can't imagine why. Some of us just have more sophisticated taste than others. Oh god. I'm trying to imagine durian crepes now. That's kind of out there. That is really interesting. Alright. Hey, your Cantonese accent doesn't sound local. He cocks his head, a surprised expression on his face. Good ear. I moved to Surabaya about 15 years ago, and I learned Cantonese from a neighbor. My dialect sounds odd, that's the reason why. Never expected my Cantonese to come in handy, but here we are. Wouldn't using a Linguasoft chip be easier? He arches an eyebrow. Yeah, sure, but it's boring. Can't make wordplay with a chipped language. You always sound a bit like a robot. I speak 12 languages, including Yoruba, Salish, and Latvian. Hell, I even speak a little Basque. Try and get use out of that one. I'm good with languages. The ones I don't know, I chip when I have to. But it's better to know things that never come up than it is the need to know something and have no idea what you're doing. Besides, I can order a beer anywhere in the world guaranteed. Hell, on the off chance your bartender only speaks Esperanto, I've still got you covered. But why are you still in Hong Kong if you want to leave? Levick rubs the back of his head and inhales sharply. His expression grows sheepish. It's kind of embarrassing to tell you the truth. Oh, now I want to know even more. He sighs with a shrug. Alright, I'll tell you if you insist. It's like this, okay? I take field jobs sometimes. I don't like it, but with some gigs, you just gotta be out there in person. This job is close to home, at least. The runner team in Jakarta had been contracted to steal an animal, but they didn't have a decker. My fixer put us in contact. There I was, slicing through IC for him. Was it some rich suit's pet or something? Ah, we were stealing it from the zoo. Hold on a second, you were stealing from a zoo? Sure. I mean, I guess that sounds kind of cold, but where would you go to find rare animals? A pet store? The client wanted this particular kind of dolphin. Storm dolphin is what they're called. They cause storms, shoot lightning, drown sailors. They're real jerks, actually. Storm dolphins are jerks. So anyway, I'm jacked into the water flow control system for the Raganon Zoo, using an unshielded data line by the chimpanzee exhibit. It was set up so that one system controlled the water supply for all the exhibits. Pumps, drains, the works. The plan was to hook up a tank of Soma 3 contact anesthetic to the water system, pump it into the Storm Dolphin tank, and put them all to sleep. Sounds like a good plan? You'd think it was. He sighs wistfully. Actually, it was a good plan. A great one. But sometimes stuff happens that's out of your control. So, everything's going fine so far, yeah? I've hacked the injection system that the zookeepers use. Excuse me. To keep the water within acceptable pH limits for each tank. And the Soma 3 is going to get piped in. What I didn't realize was the chimps had woken up and had been getting more and more annoyed that I wasn't paying them any attention. They've been throwing stuff at me for a while. Sticks, bits of bark, stuff like that. Right as I'm about to start the Soma 3 pump, one of the chimps nails me in the head with a damn rock. Worse than that, when it hit me, it broke my Cyberdex lead right off my jack. Ouch! Dump shock to hell and back. That isn't the half of it. Since I was halfway through starting the pump sequence when I got dumped, the system thought that I'd given it a half-finished command. So what does it decide that I wanted? To clean the dolphin tanks, of course. So it up and opens the service hatches on the side of the tank. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, yes. You see how bad that could be. So, the rest of the team is suddenly bowled over by a flood of seawater and pissed-off man-hating lightning whales. They came streaming out of that tank like a bunch of rubbery Valkyries, chittering and squeaking to high heaven. All the while, they were blasting the hell out of everything with lightning. Suffice it to say, the debacle wasn't subtle. A Maria Mercurial laser show probably would have attracted less attention. Within minutes, the cops came screaming in to investigate reports of gunshots and strange lights in the sky. Then I had to bail out of there as fast as I could. I can swear those storm dolphins were laughing at us too, even though they were flopping around in the concrete. So, the team is pissed at you? Everyone's mad at me. The team thinks I screwed them over. All the storm dolphins got killed, so the police want me for that. And the client wants me dead because I cost him his medicine. Sometimes at night, I can still hear the squeaking. Gives me chills. I will see you later, Levick. Try not to break into any more zoos. Yeah. Good luck to you, too. Storm dolphins, my god. Durian-flavored cookies. Oh, man. I guess it is pretty versatile in that case. The dolphins are bastards, this is true. Don't fuck around with dolphins. The task force quartermaster looks disarmingly nondescript in his standard issue uniform. His posture is rigid, his spine ramrod straight. He watches you with eyes the color of wet clay, and the corner of his mouth curls into a smile. So, you're the new talent, the Shadowrunner. He rubs his nose with the sleeve. The brass told me you got clearance to buy here, so your money's welcome. You need supplies, I can outfit you for a reasonable price. He gestures at an array of gear behind him. There are racks and racks of weapons, all neatly maintained. Off to one side, a pile of reinforced Duraplast crates catches your eyes. They all bear the HKPF insignia, but you can see stickers on the casings. Mitsuhama, H&K, Ares Arms, they look to be military surplus. Can't sell you everything, of course. Some gear back there that's technically off limits for someone with your clearance level. Have a look though, see if anything catches your eye, and if you're cleared for it, we'll talk price. People like dolphins because dolphins have pretty privilege. It's true. They look cute, so they get away with literal murder. Durian gummies. I'm actually blown away by all the different uses for durian here. That is really interesting. Flipper, that grinning bastard. Oh my god. Hey, what's in those crates over there? That's the stuff I can't sell you. Not technically. We're talking about the big guns, the heavy ordnance, that kind of thing. He leans forward and lowers his voice. Of course, it's possible that an item or two could go missing, or the numbers on my inventory sheet could be wrong, and the odds of that happening might increase if you did me a favor. Oh? And what kind of favor are we talking about? Kind that I can't trust my brothers in uniform to help me with. Kind that you go to a Shadowrunner for. You help me out, it's possible that merchandise can find its way from those crates to your boat. You never can tell. Describe in detail what you need me to do. A friend of mine's in trouble. Bad trouble. I'd be first in line to help him myself when my hands are tied. I know exactly what happened to him and why, but I can't intervene to help save his life. You help my friend, maybe I'll forget to carry the one when I'm writing out my inventory control sheet. I've already done the legwork. You finish the job for me, see that my friend gets the help he needs, there'll be a nice payday for you in it. Maybe a clerical error or two related to the gear in those crates. It's not to pay for the gear, but I'll do the work to make sure nobody notices it's disappeared. His finger dances over the touchscreen of his PDA. The screen flashes twice in response. Just forward to do the pertinent details. Find them on your mission computer. Please don't drag your feet on this. My friend really is in terrible trouble, and he won't hold out much longer. I'll take a look. No promises, though. Thanks. Now, you want to look at any of the gear I got on the rack? It's up to you, pal. Just say the word. Let's see. VK, welcome in. How are you doing today, VK? Hope you're having a good week so far. I've never heard of the kids' song, so I'd suspect that probably is a UK thing. That's interesting. So, how'd you get involved with the task force? He shrugs. Got assigned to it, same way most of the constables here were. Believe it or not, this wasn't a volunteer assignment for most of us. When the executive council hands you an edict, you follow it. Tell me a little bit about yourself, Sergeant. He chuckles. Don't really think there's all that much to say. Been on the force for 22 years now. I've been loading out gear for most of it. Got a wife back home, a couple of kids. That's about it, really. His sentence trails into an awkward silence. Look, I've never been one for small talk. You want to talk about armor or armaments? What kind of secure tech fabric is best for stopping a ceramic knife? I'm your man. Looking for anything else, though, you're barking up the wrong tree. Not trying to be unfriendly, mind you. Just not a people person, per se. Fair enough. Suit yourself. So you have some other business here, or... Yeah, let's see what you got on the rack. Ooh, yeah, he has a little bit of everything. Show me the magic stuff. Going good here. Hope you're having a good week as well. I mean, good week now. I did a lot of work, but now I've got a couple days off, so looking forward to relaxing. Whew. All right, so I've got Powerbolt 4, so I'm good there. I've got Chain Lightning 2, so there's nothing better than that. Got Flamethrower 4, so there's nothing better than that. I've got Mana Bolt 3, so I could probably upgrade that to Mana Bolt 4? If I wanted to. It does have armor piercing, so that's not a bad idea. And I am doing pretty good on cash. That might be a thing. Other than that, I've got good heal wounds. I've got life siphon, so I'm good there. I've got the best strip armor he's got to sell, I think. I'll double check that though. Yeah, I got the best strip armor he sells, so I'm doing okay there. And... yeah. It looks like the only thing I'd want as far as spells is a better mana bolt. And that's going to cost about half of all the cash I have right now. That's a possibility, but also very dangerous. Let's see. I can pick up the Imbued Hermetic Fetish as well. +1 willpower, +1 spell casting. That would be pretty nice as well. Something to consider. Let's check his armor. See what he's got for that. I don't remember what I have right now. Alright, I've got the Thaumaturgic armor, which is armor 6. Does he have something better than that? Probably the Whooshing Lined Coat. That would give me an extra 2 armor, which I do like the idea of that. But again, that would pretty much wipe me out, so I'll have to think about that. Some guy in a hat. I'll ask. Don't worry, I'll see what he's got there. Hey, V6, welcome in. How are you doing today, V6? Hope you're doing well. Is there anything else I want to shop for here? I don't think so. I don't need guns or grenades, and I don't use drones. I'll think about what he's got, and I'll come back, I think. He'll be in a hurry to spend all that cash this second. Alright, doesn't look like there's anything else back here. Doing alright, glad it's Friday. I feel that. I feel that. Alright, let me save real quick. Save game. Let's see, I don't want to save over that one. We'll keep that one. So let's save over this one. Yeah. And then let's talk to Jomo and see what he's got to say. Captain Jomo stands beside his speedboat, surveying the docks as if surveying his kingdom. His stance is relaxed, but an air of impatience lingers about him. His narrowed eyes and crossed arms suggest he's been waiting a while. As you approach, his eyes light up and he throws his hands into the air. Jomo claps you on the back, grinning wildly. "Oh, my friend! Finally they let you out of that ugly shed. I thought they'd be many more hours at least. They have no sense of urgency." Yeah, you know how cops are. No respect for anybody's schedule but their own. Clicking his tongue scornfully, Jomo shakes his head. Jomo has things to do, people to see, guns to run. But if they're paying me to be your chauffeur, it's not the only business I have. Still, it'll be good to work with you again. Well, if there's anyone who can smuggle me into a police station's dock, you can. Of course I can. There isn't a place in Hong Kong I can't get into or out of. And if that cargo is heavily armed, irritable, and willing to do violence to defend my boat, well, so much the better, I say. Oh, my friend, how can Jomo assist you? You need a ride someplace? If so, say the word, and we will be off like a typhoon. He lowers his voice to a conspiratorial whisper. Or perhaps you're interested in contraband, goods of the sort that your uniformed allies will not provide. I have all manner of unusual things for sale if you have the Nuyen. Well, what kind of unusual things? Drugs, illicit software, even one-of-a-kind sim chips. You name it, Jomo can deliver. Maybe later, Jomo. Yourself, change your mind, let me know. The senior inspector said you were looking for me earlier. What's on your mind? Ah, of course, of course. I have a friend with a bit of a problem. His problem involves a family member, mega corporations, and stubborn guards with guns. He asked if I could handle it, but I'm a smuggler, not a Shadowrunner. You, however, would fit the bill nicely. I don't want to repeat the details here. The police don't need to know. Jomo slips a PDA out of his pocket and taps at it. Here, I've sent you the details. Should be on your computer already. Look it over. Let me know if you're interested in the job. That is a hell of a speedboat you've got there. He beams at you, his tusks glinting. A thing of beauty, isn't she? With Jomo at the wheel, the drunken mistake can outrun anything on the South China Sea. Drunken mistake, huh? How'd she get her name? Ah, well, her former owner was a Fuchi executive, a bloated canker of a man, drunk on power and British gin. Captain Jomo barks with laughter. He took this fine vessel on a one-man pleasure cruise, blundered into Lowo Jowa waters, and stalled her out. I came upon him drifting helplessly, crying for help against the roar of an uncaring sea. What'd you do? What do you think? Jomo is not so heartless as to leave a helpless man on a doomed ship alone. Naturally, I assisted the poor soul on my safe, seaworthy dinghy. Then I crossed over to the beautiful machine that you see, restarted her engines. The rest is history. I named my prize the Drunken Mistake to commemorate that fateful day, as a salute to her former owner. Jomo places a hand on his heart. May he live a long, besotted life wherever the tides may have taken him. And if the waves dragged him down before he saw land again, let him drink forever in the afterlife. Wow. A typhoon selling guns to you while shooting at you and everything else. Hong Kong weather is very business-minded, it seems. So it would seem. So it would seem. Alright, so it sounds like we have 2 side jobs, so we're probably going to want to look into those before we go flying off on any sort of main story quests. Alright. Let me go ahead and save here. And we're going to save over that. Alright, so we basically got everything set up for now. We've got a main story quest, and we've got 2 side quests, so we're all set up for next time, but I think that's where we're going to stop for the day. It is a little bit early, but it is blisteringly hot in here, and I don't know if I got it in me to do another mission, unfortunately. I need to cool down. It is brutal in here. So I appreciate everybody stopping back. It is glorious to see all of you after being away for a week. It was horrible. And I am so glad to see all of you again. And we will be back tomorrow. We're going to be picking up right where we left off. We're going to do a couple more runs tomorrow. So I hope you will join us for that. Chinese, you turn into a puddle of goo? I do. That save again? That one run stream again? It is. That nude extruder again? Oh my god, yes. Yes, all of those things. Thank you all for being here. It was great chatting with you all. Great catching up. Just good to see you all again. I'm glad you folks have been doing okay. I hope I'll see you again tomorrow. We do, of course, have one last thing to do before we call it quits today. And as ever, as I try and remember where the exit button in this game is. As ever, that is... Go to exit the game. That is... Let's see who else is online. So if you're not done watching Twitch for today, maybe I can send you somewhere cool. I would like to attempt to. So make sure you hit follow if you haven't already. That'll be the easiest way to find me tomorrow or at any point if you'd like to come back. We'd love to have you. And while I'm looking to see who all is online right now, there's some links in chat if you haven't seen them already, including a link to my YouTube if you want to see any of the rest of Shadowrun if you missed any of that, or if you want to just check out any of the other games I've played in the past. All the VODs are up there. And we also have a link to my Discord if you would like to chat with me or the rest of the community outside of the stream. Everybody's welcome in there. Feel free to join us. And I think I see where we are headed right now, because I see somebody playing a game that is very neat, but probably not something I'd ever attempt myself. So it is always a joy to be able to experience it vicariously, especially via a streamer that I very much like watching. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would really appreciate it if you join us as we go say hello to Lux Latalis. She is a very cool retro streamer as well. She plays a lot of really interesting retro games that you don't always see elsewhere on Twitch. And right now she is playing Donald Duck's Quackshot, which is a very interesting little platformer for, I believe, Genesis. Starring Donald Duck as some sort of ninja, which is really weird. So if you've never seen it before, you're in for a treat. And if you've never seen Lux Latalis before, you're in for a treat as well. So why don't you join me over at Lux's stream, say hello, hang out for a little bit, throw her a follow if you like what you're doing, if you like what she's doing. Shira, don't worry about it. It's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. So if you got other things to do, of course, I will say, as I always do, have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you're at in the world. And I will see you folks tomorrow for more Shadowrun Hong Kong DLC. Take care of yourselves till then, everybody.